I don't like that intro at all.
Don't worry, Wade. Everything's fine,
good.
man.
Wade, nothing
Everything
wrong.
totally
Are we
went.
live? Hello, everybody. What's going on?
Everything
What
totally
did you
went to
guys
plan.
fuck up while I was gone?
No,
Nothing.
things
Everything
went well.
went to plan.
Things went perfectly well. Right?
Everything went super good, actually.
Yeah. Pat rolled extremely well.
Thank you, by the way, for the before we even started streaming hype train. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated.
Yeah, I don't know if it is appreciated yet. Hold on. What's is this like a send off? What'd you guys do?
You know what? Hype train.
Nothing.
Hype train seems to cause rerolls in this game. So I think if the hype train goes to level 5, we should just re-roll last session. That's what we should do.
Okay, so
Just
Why
re-roll
would
last
you re-roll?
session.
I thought it went great.
Hold on.
Just for funsies, Wade. We want you to feel included. Yes, Pat.
The hype train allowed you to reroll last time, and you failed last time.
You failed a lot of time last time, many a time.
Pat,
remember that
How
picture I
is it
sent
a
you?
question if you failed a
Everything
lot?
went so
Wait,
well.
remember
So well.
remember when I texted you and I showed you those 5 rolls from Scott that were all
You texted
fails?
me like 3 times 5 failed rolls
Yeah,
from Scott.
yeah, it was really, really great.
You want to know the worst part? That was all within like an hour time zone.
So
I
how
gotta
did it
help.
go great?
I gotta help my wife for like
Didn't
3 or
go
4
great.
hours. I'll be back.
They're now resorting to Plan B.
Oh God, what does that mean?
That means
I don't even know what
someone's
Plan A
about to
was.
have to. Someone's going to feel a disturbance in the force. And you know, did you write down how many successes you had?
Me?
Yeah, remember how you roll those successes?
Holy
I did
crap.
not write that down.
Oh, I did. Okay. Well, I wrote them down, so that's fine. I am going to have that for you for now, and we're going to pause it there because
Thank you, everybody, for
your
level 5.
character's
Holy
not
crap.
getting through the whole week just by meditation because he has to be woken up.
I will murder you two.
You
What do
won't-
you mean I'm not getting the meditation? What did you two do?
Nothing, man. Nothing. I
Well,
did
it's
everything that I was supposed to do. Take
technically,
a sip.
he's not lying. Scott Crossa did
I
nothing,
did everything I
but
was supposed to do.
but not for a lack of attempting multiple times to try and do something.
I still did everything I said I was gonna do.
Oh
Bato
God.
I didn't go
succeeded in
to
doing-
someone that was.
Bato
I didn't
even
go to
offered bonus die to help Crossa as he watched from a vantage point.
Many times, actually. I didn't walk to someone that could just fabricate things for us and walk away. However, that was expensive.
No, you got to complete level 5, Shadow. I think you have to beat level 5. Is that still a thing? We can re-roll the entire last session real quick.
Was that an actually on the table?
I don't know. I'm not the DM.
I mean, I suggested it, and they said. And chat seems to be for redoing the entire last session. They just retcon the whole session.
Oh my
Retcon
God.
train.
Wait, you want to do that to me? No, we don't want to retcon 4
I
hours.
have no idea what's happening, but if I'm being disturbed, some shit must have gone down.
All right, here we go.
Hold on.
Chad
I
said
think
no,
if-
last week was good. And
Oh, if you say so, man. Sure.
did Bato see like it
How
feel
did
like it went
Kyle's
well?
ghost travel to the past?
I mean, I did what I was supposed to do.
All right. Here's so
I
where
did
we
miss my shot, but I triumphantly got I got across a really cool eyeball thing.
Didn't I roll like a double triumph at one point or something like that? Or is that you?
You did, yeah. At the very end, the
It
first
sounds
like
you guys
2
fucked
hours
up
were
left and right.
the first 2 hours are crap for your rolls, Scott. And I'm sorry for being that, but then after that, you rolled perfectly for the rest of the night. Everything that you needed to roll,
Computers
you
check. Double
Plan B.
triumph.
Plan
Yeah.
B is in full effect. I
Why
know.
do we
I
have-
remember that all happened. What was the moment we left off? The two of you were on the ship.
Hey,
got it.
I did good for once.
I mean,
Oh, Scott, did you clear the pool already?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry, I got
Guys,
you.
I did good
You
for
talk a lot.
once.
You talk
Look
a lot.
at
I get work
me.
done.
I just rolled better than you both did the entire last week.
God damn it.
It's even. It was even last week too. Last week it was a 1 in dark side, 1 light side. This week, with the return of Varen, it makes sense that the force is stronger but still balanced amongst the two of you.
Wait, what?
For now.
Hype
3 of you,
Train says
rather.
I have to re-roll my black die? Okay.
Wait, no. If they finish the level, they have a minute and 27 seconds. If they can finish the
They
hype train,
do
you can
have a
re-roll
minute,
your
yeah.
force point.
Why
But
was
before we get-
Krasa rolling discipline? What happened last week?
Oh, that disappointing thing
That's
was frustrating.
that's
Yeah.
what we keep asking ourselves.
They got a job,
Hmm.
and they played to their strengths.
Oh,
God.
Sin! Oh my God! Thank you for all the gifts.
Then that's the second bomb of gift subs this stream
Jesus
with
Christ. Yeah. Wow. Thank you.
Shadow
Sam.
Flame.
Sin, thank you
also
for
dropped a
trying to
bomb of
save us
5 as
from
well.
ourselves.
Yeah, it went well.
I
don't
heard
know.
we got 50 experience points last week. Is that true?
No.
Oh,
50?
I don't think
No.
I don't think I wrote my experience points on there.
Oh.
Okay.
I did.
So
we're
we're gonna jump into the session here, and don't worry if we do hit that 5 hype train, we will give the force die reroll. I promise.
Force die. Wait, hold on. Force die reroll.
Well, for Scott
Oh,
gets
yeah,
to
that's fine.
reroll his
Whoa,
bad
whoa,
force die.
Scott and Pat, come on. You can't just give one reroll for a level 5 hype train.
All right, I'll give it to both. I'll give it to both of you.
And for
Apparently
funsies,
that
make
won't be
Baron
enough.
do it too.
I'm a kind no. Well, yeah, Baron. It's the whole 3. All 3 have to reroll.
I never get good things here.
Don't worry, I
Mike, you
took care
muted
of it.
yourself.
No, I took care of it.
Oh.
Thank you for the level 4 hype train, everybody. That's awesome. We appreciate it very, very
No,
much.
no, level 5. It looks like
Level 5
is
hype train.
completed.
Sorry,
Yep.
that one.
Yep.
21
Beautiful.
subs. We are almost at 150 subs on the channel. That's awesome. Thank you all.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
So,
Okay, let's
where
reroll that.
we yeah, go ahead.
You have
I'm
to-
not. I refuse.
you have to
Oh,
remove some dark side.
I gotta clear.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare clear it.
No, I'm not gonna clear. I can manually bring it down. Don't worry. We're gonna do
Okay.
this. Force player update. It should be good.
Pat, you first or?
No, you've.
I'm
you
gonna
first,
laugh when they
man.
both
You-
get double
you,
dark.
You
Thank
you
you.
wanted
Okay,
this.
Krasa.
Come on, Pat. Come on, Pat, do it.
Give me a moment.
Then we can
Sorry.
hoard it. Then we can hoard it.
Do I have to sync again or no?
Yeah, I would think again.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to.
No, I
don't?
forced it. I forced it.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Cool.
Okay. So I'll force the player update. Push it out to all of you. And there
At
you
least we
go.
have more force to work with. Like honestly, this is actually pretty nice. More force. Totally, the net value. Is
All right,
greater.
so you little shits are disturbing me. You better be at least bringing me something good for all this.
I don't think we actually disturbed you at all.
No,
actually.
you haven't at all. You haven't.
That's not meta,
been
Wade.
disturbed. No. So what we're gonna do
I was
is
told.
we're gonna pick up as Krasa and Bato are returning after the night of scouting that they did and going over the blueprints of the area, what they could get. Scott Krasa going on into the HoloNet and grabbing all the information he can via sky images, and Bato going on the ground level and watching patrols and where the ins and outs are for the prisoner transport train. So as you're returning to the ship, our camera actually doesn't stay where the two of you entered the ship, but instead goes to Varen. Varen is sitting cross-legged peacefully within his own room, and before him, hovering just above the ground with a dim glow of a red light, sits the Sith holocron. And it begins to, as it has been for hours and days at this point, pieces of it twist, turn, interlocked with one another, and then disjoint and try interlocking with other pieces. It looks like a swirl of maze of razor blades and triangular shapes all moving around. But just as you're focusing and moving these pieces around and you are one with the Force, as quickly as that can come, it goes. And suddenly there's a discordance. The plates begin to wobble. And just as you were beginning to interlock one in place, they all spin and form that pyramid shape and lock. The glow dissipates and it clatters to the ground with a soft thud. There's a disturbance in the Force. Something isn't right. Something's...
My companions must have fucked up their roles last week.
Don't know what you're talking about.
These are lies. They're lies.
And almost on cue, as you stand up and try to gain your bearings, realizing days have gone, you can hear the landing pad opening and you can hear the footsteps of your companions entering the ship. A gentle gust of breeze from the rather polluted planet of Nar Shaddaa wafts its way into your room,
That's what
bringing with
Balto's
it the
been
smell
calling
of-
it, but we know what the truth is.
bringing with it the smell of garbage and rotting foods.
Varen will stand up, frustrated, And if he sensed the disturbance, he would go to see what's wrong.
So your door, for Krasa and Bato, as you enter the ship, you actually hear the door to Varen's room slide open and shink, and out steps Varen.
Crosser seems like out of sorts for a moment as he experiences deja vu from 2 sessions ago. He, for some reason, thinks that at some point in time a woman is going to approach the ship with a troop of other people. And then...
It could have been now if,
He looks at Varen.
Yeah. Varen's looking back.
Well? Was it good?
I felt a disturbance. What's happened?
We have... Yes. We are going to finish and get a lot of credits and perhaps other chance to make even more credits. It is going to be good. We hope.
Took us a while, but Krasa found out there's a lot of valuable prisoners on this ship. We kind of have to go hijack. One of the members has a very large price on his head.
It took a bit more work, but in the end, we were even able to find out how to get all the most important ones put onto one, what do you call a segment?
Before
One
we
segment
move
of
on
the-
from there, there's a moment, Bato, specifically. It's for you as you kind of speak this. You realize maybe just you got caught up in the moment because of the pay of the big job, or at least the favor that could be owed. This prison system is privately owned, and a lot of bounties that come through here are bounties that have already been handed over. And so if you break somebody out and then go hand them the person that the bounty is on, then there might not be really a reward waiting for you. But they have skills.
I didn't say monetary. I just said they were valuable people.
Ah, I see. I
They
misunderstood.
may not be. That's why I said there is one person with a large sum of money on their head because we have to break him out. I was vague for a purpose.
My bad.
That's meta outside of game. But yeah, how Varen takes that is how he takes that.
Wade's not taking any of this well, but Varen is just listening. And I assume you need my help for this?
Not necessarily, but it would certainly
Good.
make things go a bit easier.
I'll turn
Wait,
around.
Krasa, having Varen's help.
Let me show you plan.
Having Varen's help will definitely expedite this process. Let's be honest. Having you dance around the prison wall was very entertaining for me, but having someone that could just execute, plans efficiently would probably be welcome.
Varen will you'll see his
Agreed.
shoulders slightly
Blends in that
slump as he turns back around again.
No, come, please. Let's go to the holo table. I'll show you plan. It is good. It is good plan. Come, friend.
Have
Starts
you already
purring.
tried to execute this plan once?
Twice, actually.
No. This is not true. We've never tried to do plan. We've never attempted to enter, and we certainly.
Bata's just gonna cough. Our plan has changed twice.
Well, this may be true.
And the reason
Yeah,
your
this is the
plans
second-
have changed twice.
Because there are many guards. We had to think on toes.
You're surprised that a very valuable prisoner has many guards?
No.
Show me the plan.
Beep, beep, beep. And who wants to describe so I can finish eating my dinner?
Oh, I will.
Thanks.
I'm gonna go back to my room. You guys execute this plan.
Bad Wade. Stop, Wade. Ready?
Or I don't have that button.
Take it away,
So,
Bato.
Bata will show that. I imagine we're showing the 5 segmented train. You said it was a 5 segmented one, correct, Mike?
What was that? Say that again.
It was a 5 segmented train
Yes.
with
Yep. 5
prisoners,
segmented.
and we put
Prisoners-
them all on the end cap, right?
Hacked it, and you put them all on the last one, the ones that you wanted.
So I'm gonna be showing them that we've got a bunch of crap, just prisoners in the first couple of trains. Cross has gone ahead and hacked and put all the most important people that we want, as well as our big bounty, on the end train. Eventually, what we're going to do is we're going to try to get on top or into the guard personnel so we can get onto the train, dislocate the train car, and try to meet up. The most you would have to do, Varen, if you want to just sit here and focus, is we'll need you to come pick us up with the ship as soon as you can, once we dislodge the car.
I'm going to need to take a step back here. Why are these people valuable to us?
It may not have a very big monetary value, but I believe Krasa found out that they all have a specific set of skills.
I see. And
some may be helpful to us on our journey.
If only the ones we're interested in are in the last car, can it be tracked back to us for any reason? There's no misdirection?
There will be small amount of misdirection, but not very much. Honestly, the plan is the tracks, as you see right here. They pass near the starport where we have our vessel. We will be able to disconnect the last car, and as it slows down, we will all make our jump and find freedom and come back to ship. Now,
make a jump? You want to jump on a moving train car into a ship?
Off very slow moving train car onto ground and then make our way to ship, yes.
I was having some kind of deja vu about jumping in ships. I don't know what happened there.
No killer droids here. No inter-party murder. Nothing like that.
It's another life, another soul.
For some reason, my belly hurts.
Yeah, the force is resonating in you for some reason.
Perhaps it was those failed rolls that give me tummy ache.
Now, there is one person on this car that I don't believe we know any knowledge about, because our lovely god here has not given us the
details about what they were in for.
Well, we know. Hold on, that's true.
We know
our guy. Our guy is worth how much? Was it 50,000 or
60 or a favored?
Yeah, 60 or a favor from the people.
For our guy, right?
Correct.
For the main head.
And then we have a Rhodian drug guy worth 10K. We have a Keldor Republic war crime guy worth 20K. We have Rhea, which is a Zabrak with forbidden knowledge to Coruscant. So, okay, well, yeah, that's certainly interesting for our like story stuff. And then we have the guy that we talked. And then there's question mark.
Oh, question mark. Simply, he's in. It's his resume is engineer.
His resume is engineer.
Correct. He doesn't list. No, it doesn't show. He was the engineer for the Sith Empire.
Hold on, wait a second. Engineer for Sith Empire.
Correct. Going to the Republic like he's a prisoner.
Okay, my apologies, because we're in the Republic side. Sorry. I was like, wait. So why is he in prison?
No, because remember, he's just passing through. All the people that are passing through are either bounties going somewhere or criminals going to the Republic. Okay. Being shipped to core worlds from the Outer Rim.
So engineer is the last guy. What's his name? Oh, no, the other names we didn't write down except for Reyes, so it doesn't matter.
I will get you a list of 4 names.
I imagine Crossan would probably say all this to Varen, that all of their occupations or what they were in for. Because I believe Scott, I think he triumphed on that check, didn't you?
He did, which is why I was taken a little bit aback. I was like, okay, I'm short a name.
Are you the double triumphed in that one or single triumphed in that one?
So,
if you showed up late to the stream last week, then you would have realized that I roll amazing. If you ducked out early,
you missed out.
All you need from me is to pick you up.
This is not what we're saying. Bato, did you not? I was eating catnip.
You missed it. Not important.
If you two wanted to go and unlodge the car, I could easily fly the ship closer.
No. A flying vessel would be in downtown Nar Shaddaa. That would be stupid.
Difficult?
It would stand out a little bit.
Yeah, you would want, at best, if you wanted to do like a flyby, like a speeder, either like find a driver and a speeder.
Don't we have a speeder in the back of the
the
yes,
ship?
but not big enough for the plan. We are going to slow down. Once this coupled, we can just put on brakes and it'll slow down and we can just hop off. It's not like it's a big jump. And besides that, don't forget I hacked into system and I put it so that your face and my face are faces of guards. Like if we got caught by system would just go, oh, they belong here.
I want to put a giant emphasis on what Scott just said. It's not a big jump. I have a feeling that might come back to smack you in the ass later.
Listen,
but go ahead.
Listen, I am cat. Don't be pussy.
Okay, that's totally fine. I'm a man in giant hunking clunky
all it's
armor.
gonna take is Scott to roll like the one thing he's good at against like minimum difficulty and still fail.
That's where he fails the most. The easier the task, the more he fails.
And that's exactly what happened last week.
If you give him a 1 purple die thing, he's guaranteed to fuck it up.
That's what happened last week.
Oh
I'm
my
pretty
God.
sure.
God, it sucks so bad.
Now, you said your faces are in the system as guards. Will that be traceable back to you after this is done? Will you have to erase it before we leave?
I don't believe so. Perhaps DM would not have thought of this if you did not say it. You do bad job here.
Hey,
Simply
you know,
trying to think things through so we don't have to go to plan 4.
You are fired as PC. We need a new PC.
I wasn't
Chat,
going to say anything.
Who wants Wade's spot?
This is why the Jedi is necessary when coming up with plans, or the Force
This is
user,
not
should I
even
say.
my forte, and I'm thinking of these things.
The wisdom. It's the wisdom aspect of you.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to stop the car, take time to erase yourselves from the system, make the jump, and then get away.
Yes, but I honestly don't think it is that big of a deal. We hope.
Great. I'm glad you don't think so. That increases my confidence in this plan tenfold.
We hop on vessel. Really? What the hell is that noise?
Ghost?
Is that perhaps people are repairing ship?
I think that's
Is
the
somebody
part of
on
your
ship right
brain
now?
telling you that maybe this is not as good of a plan as you thought.
Perhaps.
I hear it because I can hear it through the mic. Is it just like whack?
Yeah, it sounds like things dropping.
Yeah,
It's a little strange with it.
that is a little
Maybe
strange.
you should roll for perception.
Yeah, can I get a perception roll, please? It's just against 2. It's against 1 difficulty because you're in a room by yourself.
What were you doing in the room behind you?
Oh no!
Of course! God damn it!
You should have used a light side point.
You could have had him roll against nothing.
And he would have still failed. Yeah, actually, technically, he did roll nothing on the purple die. He did not roll.
I know.
This is what happened last week, dude. It was great.
It was just stupid rolls like, oh,
He was
just run
getting
a stealth
he got
check.
a
And he
difficulty
couldn't-
reduction and he failed, and then he got bonus
And
blue
he had
die
blues
twice
and
and he
upgrades
failed.
from me.
He had Bato got 2 cool scenes though where he got to blast out like long distance spotlights. But then he fucked up again, so an emergency light went on.
I was
that's
shooting
cool.
so far, okay, and I shot out 2 giant spotlights that was on this fucking cat.
I'll just wait till they're done. I don't need to listen to a recap.
I think it's good.
We're done.
Tune in Monday night at 10 p.m. EST on twitch.tv/Margaret Crone to watch me succeed every roll.
Wow.
Oh,
You're doing great on rolls so far.
thanks.
Fantastic.
All right. So what do you all need me to do on this?
Well, we didn't exactly need you. It is more about having backup. We have somebody in case things go a little bit awry. You know?
Is Varen good with computers?
No.
All right.
I believe we also found out how many guards were going to be on each train coupling. I believe Scott found that out last time.
Yes, 2.
Wasn't it? It's 2
each
per
train-
car.
2 per car.
There's
So
nothing
we'll
Varen is
probably-
worse at than computers.
There is.
I was gonna say, like, if you guys each had
Yes.
comms, as soon as you freed who you wanted, you could have whoever's there go and like delete the files out of the computer or something, like a Ocean's 11 style.
Well, what we could do is if we can actually have it set so that there is a bit of a, I guess like a virus, like a bug inside vessel. So once it goes back to the prison, it would kind of connect with the system computers, and it would change what they have sits there. I can prepare this kind of data pretty quickly. The issue is that we need to get going kind of soon. We took a little bit of nap while waiting for you to wake up or whatever you're doing. We just, need to get going pretty soon. So how about I go and I take care of getting this started for...
Yes, how about you do?
excuse me, it's not my fault that you failed in there if you're being so cranky.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Perception roll.
When he stays quiet for a solid second and a half,
I'm just curious
it's one
if
of those
something is
things
going to
where-
happen. Does he give into it or not?
When he's quiet for a second and a
Yeah,
half, I
that's what I
turn and I
thought.
walk away. Walk away. I'm going.
One with the force is with me. One with the force is with me.
Who said
You,
that
you,
again?
you can almost hear like that rumbling
oh god,
sound.
I forget. It was
that
in
goes
Rogue
before
One.
I forget the guy's name, but the Rogue One guy.
Oh,
with
that
the-
awesome guy. The guy with
A
the
blind
blind
guy.
dude with the
Yeah.
lightsaber or whatever he had. Yeah.
And then his friend said it there at the end too. But
Get a giant minigun.
Yeah, that guy was awesome. I like the minigun guy.
I would
like,
gladly trade
he's gotta
Crossa
be-
for either of them.
Excuse me. Ross is the
Please,
most
go.
successful.
Go be successful in your computers.
I am. Mike, what's the check for me to
Well,
make a
I need
buck?
I need two computers checks from you.
Sure.
One against 3 purple, and
Sure.
the next one against 2.
And it's the next day.
All right, let's get the first one first, because if you fail this one, you don't get the second one.
Sure. I suffer a strain to upgrade because I'm going to spend some
Okay.
time. Because
And this is going to take like an hour.
Right, we don't have a lot of time.
How?
How is that?
Welcome to last week, Wade.
How is
Repeated.
How is that? Can we not play Star Wars anymore? Can I just play D&D? Can we go back to D&D? I miss Dungeons and Dragons. Let's just hype reroll. It hasn't been 2 hours.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
2 hours before the hype train can hit again.
I love how it's just already. Can we get a hype train, please?
No,
we
there
get
was
money?
a dirty hobo. Hype reroll? Oh my god.
You get a
Problem
reroll,
is, Scott,
right?
you're trying to rewrite.
Oh no, Shaq.
You're trying to write a virus to
I
get
don't want
around
to hear
a
your explanation, okay?
a-
We know what happened here, and it wasn't your
fire-
explanation.
firewall through memory, and so it's you just trying to remember exactly who to deal with. You only got a quick look at their systems last time, so
Why don't you take a maneuver to aim? Make sure you're hitting the right
You-
keys.
you can do
How
it
long?
again.
How long did we actually have before? Like what time is this?
God
When
damn
you were
it!
going-
If it was just
What-
a blank
hang
die,
on.
that would have been
Oh my
fine.
God.
It arrives at 11 and it leaves at 10, right?
Yeah.
Those are the two train times.
I thought it was 11 and 9, but yeah.
11 and
Is it
7.
11?
7.
11 is 7.
I knew,
Okay.
I knew it was an odd number.
Give me 2 seconds. I swear I heard a knock on my door. Hang on.
That means Wade's
Baby,
next.
knock on my door.
Okay, so what needs to happen is we need to figure out what's gonna happen
We
soon.
need to not fuck this up.
So what time was it when we got back to the ship where we took the nap? Scott, do you remember?
My apologies. Ask that again.
Do we know how long it was when we got back and after the nap and all that junk?
We didn't get back till after midnight, so we took a nap for we'll call it 6 hours, 7 hours, whatever it was. Probably got ready. Then finally he decided to do something after days, and he's grumpy pants.
So
and
do
I
you want to
just
say
spent
it's
an
like
hour wasting
7 or
time.
8 a.m. or
It's probably closer to 9. Yeah, we probably have to get
after this test because you said
Yeah.
this took an hour.
Correct.
So
It's one
now
of those
it's like
we
9 o'clock.
Probably should get going. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Can't you do your 1 per session reroll?
I think it's only that's a good
Okay,
idea. Let me
we're
just
good.
check. I don't think I can do that except for knowledge checks.
Oh,
Stroke
okay.
of genius doesn't apply for the skill. Intense focus I applied, and then once reroll is knowledge only. Yeah.
So because
Like,
you rolled
as
some
our-
advantage, it's not going to prevent you from re-rolling this again. However, it is going to take another roll with an 4 purple die. Well, I want to go a red. I just don't know if I want to do 3 in a red or 2 in a red.
You got a dark side point you can use to make it red.
Well, make it 3 and then upgrade it. Just so it causes an upgrade,
That's,
right?
well, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking just go ahead and upgrade it. Yeah, screw it. Just go with the upgrade.
So 3 and an upgrade.
Do you want to use a light side point on this roll, Scott?
It's actually up to you guys. This is whether or not we're easily tracked.
have
to the
three.
future.
We have 3.
Listen, I don't know what the hell is happening. I was supposed to be off of this journey,
I'm
so
going
I'm
to
just here for your
downgrade
fuck ups.
The bad
Downgrade
side.
the difficulty back down.
Yeah. I'm going
Okay.
to take a strain once again. Try this again,
Okay.
and
Are we ready?
I don't
One with
ask
the
for
force,
help.
the force is with me.
unfortunately.
One with the force, the force is with me.
I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand.
Not only did you
Oh,
fail,
that's the show.
How?
Welcome to an actual repeat of last week.
Why do we play this game? I don't. I just.
Just take us to break already. I think we need one.
Do we need a quick fiver real quick already?
no.
Oh
No.
my God. How?
Welcome back, Wade.
I needed to stretch.
It's like almost impressive.
Thanks, Mike. I'm impressively bad.
You should have given
I'm
yourself the
impressively
upgrade.
bad.
You need that extra die. You need all the dice you can get.
Oh my god. I mean,
So you got shit tons of advantage. Maybe you can do it again after the heist, just to try to clear it out.
It's gonna. I'm fine with you going again. That's another hour gone.
No, we
oh,
can't.
So
We don't have time. It's,
Oh, so you wanted to do
hold
the-
on.
Yeah.
Mike, what time is it?
well, you came back at the end of the night, so you're working toward early morning. 11 a.m. is the train you're looking to get to. So unless you don't want to sleep,
we already did sleep. Remember?
We
Did you
already,
already
did
sleep?
sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted to
then
know
you're
what
operating
time it
on
is.
like. I would say, oh man, 2 hours. Yeah, I don't think you have enough time anymore. I think 2 shots is your 2 shots.
Oh,
So you
man.
think it's like what, 9, 10 o'clock?
If he was to stay here and do it again, he'd have to be left behind.
That's not even an option. I need to be there because I have to help with hacking the systems if need be. Usually better than this. And I want a T-shirt that says the Kyle is strong with this one. I really want a T-shirt that says the Kyle is strong with this one.
If you wanted to try and do it in half the time, it would be against 2 purple and 2 red.
Half the time?
The problem is
Half
if
the
I
time.
roll a despair or whatever it's
Oh,
called with red,
yeah,
some bad things can happen. Like I won't know that it's going wrong. I can't meta that it's going wrong.
exactly.
And we can plug it into the system and cause all sorts of shit. So I honestly think we just deal with what we got. Couldn't blame it on Wade for bringing it to my extension.
It was very obvious. I don't know how you couldn't think about the fact that putting your faces into the system might be something trackable.
Do you want me to stop them? That's not my job. I'm not going to be like, hey, maybe you shouldn't do that. There's nobody there to tell them not to do it. They had each other. That's it.
Oh no, I know. Listen. I just can't believe they didn't think about the fact that putting their faces in there. It's like, yeah, they'll get you in, but
I blame-
also whenever they try to figure out how'd they get these guys out.
It was my first week at my new work, and
you were tired. You were tired.
It was a 12-hour day prior to the stream. I'm gonna blame it on that too. And the sun was in my eyes in my basement room away from windows in the middle of the night.
All right,
and,
well, you get to solve this problem later because I guess we have to go now.
yeah, we gotta go. All right.
So
Bye, everybody.
where are you going to?
Great question.
Great question.
I imagine we're going to where the.
Are you going-
I gotta.
Are you trying
I
to
gotta-
get?
It's coming in.
So I thought the original plan was the 2 of you using your fake identities were to get into the prison just use the border wall and jump from the wall to the train as it left. But what
That
are you
was
going to do?
essentially the plan.
I thought so. That with Varen awake and willing to help, that makes it a little difficult. Unless you want to create a false identity. You do have a blank false ID
We
that
do have
you
a blank.
did
For the
not
love of God, do
use.
not you dare put me in that system.
You don't have to tell them because
Do
you have all the
not
tools
you
necessary.
dare.
You just have to upload it as you got there. Or you could lie to him and just be like, I already uploaded it. Here's your false ID. See, come with me.
With my, I'm fully fine doing a roll for this. Would we be able to like bring him in as a fake prisoner? Like,
no, I don't think that would work.
You would
on
have
the
to
way
fake
out,
register
'cause-
prisoner
yeah.
files and get them uploaded.
We're hopping on its way out because that way we don't have to deal with all of their inside the wall security.
The other option, find a speeder, wait on the outskirts just a bit, wait for the train to go, and then
We
run
have a
alongside
speeder.
it.
I think what we would do quickly is we would choose the location where Wade can kind of sit and wait and be able to aid us in that last second. And I'll
I think on the map we would just show them where the speeder
it's
on
an
the
hour
track
out where it
as
splits.
quick. Yeah.
Do I have
where
the
it comes
stats
close
for
to the
our
town?
vehicle? I never got stats for the vehicle. I don't think
It was
what
just
kind
a
of speeder it
typical
was.
like standard 4-seater vehicle, just ate up the entire fucking back of the thing.
Oh no, I do have some stats, don't I? No,
Yeah, we
that's-
talked about it, I thought.
No, that's the ship. Never mind.
Well, I told you what kind of speeder it is. Hang on, let me get the book.
If you tell me what kind of speeder it is, I can add the stats in there. That way Wade can actually drive it. Because if you actually click on the Revenant page, there's a starship, planetary, and beast, and I'll just make that the planetary one. Just like again, reminder, guys, on the star and the Revenant page, if you go over to the group sheet up top on the shared resources, it's where I keep like a lot of our notes, so it's right there for us. I forget I'm like ever not here for a session or whatever it is. But like who we're looking for, what we've completed, all that.
Beside that, so do you want to? So you park him nearby last second. You would park him where the hoverway or railway, whatever you want to call it, splits, right? The one that goes towards the inner city and the one that goes towards the coast.
Correct.
So that's where you
Right.
want him to wait. The
Is
question
there
right
water
now
on
is
that
you're trying to
ship?
figure out how to get the two of you on the train.
What's the
So,
point
you
of
would
me
just go
waiting with the
through?
speeder if we can't fit everybody in the speeder anyway?
You definitely won't. If you're going to save all of the people in there, the speeder's definitely not big enough for everybody.
But how many can fit in it?
Four. It's a 4-seater.
Okay, cool. So we would have so many of those people would want us. They would have they like we are valuable to them because we're helping to break out. So the people, we have Varen drive off with 3 of them, that would actually be fine as long as the people that we know would want to go with Varen. So I assume
The main
that,
person that would need to be going is Rhea, our bounty head, and then maybe the 10K guy.
I think the bounty head should stay with you and me, because we're the ones that know the bounty.
Maybe we
So-
could just go and drop him off on the way.
I think Varen, yeah. So I think Varen driving the speeder should take the Rhodian, the Keldor, and maybe the Zabrak. The engineer, we didn't get their race, but so the engineer and the other guy can come with us.
Okay, I got the stats if you're ready.
Oh, sure. Please give me 1 second.
It's just called a passenger land speeder.
So name. Let me mute this because it's loud for the chat.
Yep. Sensor range is close. Crew is 1 pilot. Encumbrance is 10. Encumbrance capacity. Passenger capacity is 4.
So that's 5 people then, right? Because 1 pilot, 4. Okay.
It has 4 hard points, customizable hard points. No weapons. That's it. That's it. Basic land speeder is worth about 3,500 credits.
Well, at least we can hold 5 instead of.
We don't have its speed. Is hull trauma, system strain?
Oh
handling,
shit! Yeah, you're right. You're
all
right.
that
Right.
stuff.
Its silhouette is 2. Its speed is 2.
Yep. Oh, speed is only 2. Oh, that makes sense actually.
Hit
Planetary
points
speed.
threshold is 4.
Hit point. Wait, is hull trauma is 4?
Yeah, HT hold trauma.
4. Wow, that's low.
SS is
System
5.
strain, 5.
No armor. Nothing else.
Well,
Handling
actually,
is plus 0.
That makes sense actually because we deal with planetary ships. So hull trauma 4. Just as a reminder, for somebody to do 1 point of hull trauma damage to this ship, they have to do 10 points of damage with a regular gun. Because everything's by factors of 10. So just as a reminder on that, okay? And speed is 2. Speed 2 means like planetary speed 2, not personal or starship speed 2. It's very different.
Right.
And no handling, no armor, and no
Nothing of that.
defense abilities.
Nothing.
Cool. All right, that's actually pretty good. It can 1 driver and 4. I wish I had a picture of it, but 1 driver and 4 passengers actually means that we can have. Let me click over to our sheet.
A total of 5. You can take.
Yeah.
On-
so
on
with
top of the
Wade,
3 of
if
you,
Wade
2
took the
extras.
engineer, Rhea, the Keldor, the Rhodian, and himself, and then that just leaves me and you with our actual bounty. That actually works out.
That works out
And
pretty well.
most of
You
those
can
people
go
are gonna
take
wanna
care of
go
the
with
job.
you. Yeah, most of those people are going to want to go with you. Like they're going to be like, you're giving us transport out of here, and you're like, it's going to come at a cost, and then their cost is their life or whatever. But that's fine. You know, you just lie to them. You're good at that, right?
No.
Well,
It's gonna go
And
well.
where-
'Cause I have, you know,
What
we
am I
have
supposed to?
optimism. We have optimism, and it's going to work.
Bring him
and
back to the
great
ship, I
rolls.
think, is the plan.
take them back to our ship?
Yes.
Well, duh. That's how we're going to take them off the planet. And trade
I didn't know we were taking them off the planet. Again, I'm being filled in on everything right now.
Perhaps you missed little details.
Yeah, perhaps I missed them because they weren't told to me.
No, we said the Keldor is a war criminal with the Republic. There is 20,000 credit on head. I said.
Oh
this.
yes, I must have forgot when you told me all of this. Let me.
Yes.
Please,
write
continue.
down with gloves. I don't know why man wears gloves in ship. It's a little weird, but that's fine. And the
I just
Rhodian,
wish for a moment.
they are drug guy. But is something? Is there something? You pick nose and can't get booger? Can you need tissue? No. What is this?
I hate this
Otto
plan.
at this point is just gonna start walking out in his uniform and just ready to go.
I guess I should take the speeder to where exactly?
I pointed them out.
Yeah, there's a map. There's about for you want to get a head start like now because
Yeah.
you're gonna go a bit slower than the train goes when they start. You want to get there just as they arrive. It's probably gonna be like a 2-hour ride-ish for you or so
Great.
from this point. It's where the prisoner transport train track splits and where it can go two different directions, and they're gonna try and split it there before it turns.
It comes
What's the difficulty for the? I'm assuming it's piloting planetary.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Just to get there, you don't need to really make any roll. It'll
Okay.
be when you're leaving to get out of there and like get out of there quickly. That's when it was, because there might be guards that see them running to the speeder and stuff.
We will kill them all first. No. So once we're kind of like ready to like head out, and go our separate ways, us two this way and you and the speeder that way. Actually, like Kappa and whatnot aside, Krasa would come up to you and say, Varen, before we leave for plan, are you okay?
I'm frustrated. I needed more time to complete my task, but nothing more than frustration.
We could have handled this without you if need be. I mean, now you're involved in plan, but you did not need to leave your room. We could have
I
done
believe
it.
the fact that you're on to plan 3 tells me that you could not, so
No, sometimes things go awry, but we still had situation handled. Listen, we will get credits, we will fix ship, and we will get information. Don't forget this woman, I think it's a woman, I could be wrong, but Rhea, she could have very important answers for us. Or this is all waste of time.
the Force has interrupted me for a reason. It's taking me on this task, so there's a reason for that.
Yes, we'll find out.
In the middle of you guys talking, Bato's just gonna yell, Krasa! We're on a time clock! As I'm kind of like, I want to imagine just kind of out the ship and just like waiting impatiently.
Drive safe. And I'm going to turn and head out.
And his feet clank against the ground until he's eventually outside, and Bato and him have to head off. And,
Blank.
Oh, before
Excuse
we
me.
leave, Lee.
oh,
full
you're
of
ginger,
silence.
but no,
I am not a ginger. What do I look like?
What?
Dalton to you? And if he comes to the Patriots, I swear. Oh my God. If those rumors are true, I will be a very angry boy. You do not put the football in the hands of a ginger. That's how you get the Bengals. But she's wonderful.
Before they had that conversation, Bato put his long rifle away in his room. He's not
Okay, so
bringing
you're not
this
taking
on
it with
this.
you. Yep, because you're all suited up in the uniforms, and you're gonna go.
That would look a little strange. Yeah.
Yeah, it would look a little bizarre. You're going with your
Tiny-
helmet though, which is still kind of weird.
No. I said I would be getting in the uniform that they wore. I would
Oh,
be
you're
wearing
taking
a
your helmet
more-
off. Okay, gotcha.
Varen's actually going to take off the armor and just wear a cloak.
Wear a cloak, keep it simple, light, just in case you have to move fast.
Also, so I don't not as recognizable.
So for Varen, he disappears into the streets of Nar Shaddaa. The fog, or should I say smog rather, and the neon lights just swallow him whole moments after he leaves the ship. And you have a good 2-hour ride sitting here, contemplating to yourself, why? Why did the Force disturb me just for this bizarre side job that these two fools seem to have gotten themselves into? and now are working to hopefully make Plan C work. The only thing that makes sense is perhaps there's a lesson to learn here. Perhaps there's something the Force is trying to teach you. Beyond that, even if you attempt to reach out to the Force itself, it does not return its your call, and you're left on a rather quiet 2-hour ride. For Bato and for Krasa, it's a similar and familiar walk back to the prison. While you may be taking a different route, many of the same buildings and same sites that you saw every time you went back to assault the place or scout the place over the course of 2 nights have become commonplace. And as you approach, you do see guards still outside, paired in 2s, walking. But they're not so close as they don't as to not leave any blind spots. As you watch for a while, can I please get a warfare check from Bato? I'm assuming would be the best one to go for this.
May I help him in this?
You may.
Good. Roll. Don't forget to increase your intelligence by 2 temporarily when you roll.
And you're going to be rolling against 3 purple.
Intelligence, you said?
Intellect. Yep. Increase it by 2 before you roll, and then drop it afterwards.
Ty Tyler, thanks for coming in. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Against what? I'm sorry, 2 purple?
3.
3 purple.
Do I get any blues or anything, or is just the intellect?
The intellect should bump your dice up, so you should be. That's all you're going to have.
Okay.
Yep. That's a way bigger bonus than just a simple purple. Sorry, because I can give you a blue die or I can give you 2 green. So.
Wow, you succeeded against 3 purple.
Excuse me, because I helped him. I helped him. It was my help.
It's crazy. You only had 2 yellows too.
I'm gonna mute Wade.
Imagine.
There we go. There we go.
About every 15 minutes, a blind spot opens, and the blind spot lasts for about 30 seconds. In that 30 seconds, if he's done his job, you should be able to slip up to the door, scan your passes, and get it inside without any issue.
That's going to be our moment to get in.
That's
We're
going to be
do
your
it
moment
quick.
to get in. I will need a
We're going to have to do it
basically, I'll need a
stealthily.
singular stealth roll from the both of you. That will be against 2 purple, as there have been no replacement spotlights even after the emergency one was taken out.
Remember.
Wait, why would there be spotlights? It's in the middle of the day.
No, there's not been. He said
There hasn't been. They're shot down.
Gotcha.
Well, it's still, regardless if it's the middle of the day, smog and like just overcast
Gosh, that's
constantly. It's just never fully bright.
Remember that this is not so bad if we do get caught. We are in system. We have safeguards. So,
As Cross is saying this, I'm already like walking.
I have to say that is impressive.
First, yeah.
You think I'm
Without-
still there because of how stealthy I am? I'm just like whoop.
Without his arm, perhaps
Where
it's
did he
because he's not wearing most of his armor like normal. But yeah, his steps are much lighter than they normally are.
Okay.
All right, Scott.
I was literally like, okay, this is our time to go. Let's go. And Cross
This
is like,
one's only
okay,
against
so
2
what
purple
we're
though,
going to
so this
do?
one's not too bad. You triumphed. You're good.
Ooh, very
Um,
nice. You just
thank
hop
you
over the
very
wall.
What do I do with my triumph? My
Use it to
triumph?
help your next roll if you can. You need all the help you can get forever.
No. I roll well. I'm just feast or famine. So, feast or famine. Okay. So with
I
my
roll well. Hold on, let's scroll up just a little bit.
with my triumph of how we're sneaking
with
on,
your
can you describe,
triumph.
Can you describe how we sneak on?
Yeah, I absolutely. Did you want to, unless you had a narrative idea for your triumph?
I just need to know how we sneak on before I see if I do.
It's
Sorry.
as sleek and as simple as you would hope. You time it perfectly. As you said, as you noted, rather, Bato, every 15 minutes is a 30-second moment where there's a blind spot before any guards come around the corners
You
of
can
the
do
wall.
something vital to change the scene. Why don't you try and can you damage? Can you
So
do anything to
actually,
the computer to
what-
screw up our tags?
No, actually, what I wanted to do was, as we go on, because we are guards, is just more or less just tell the other guards, like, we sneak on and we're already like, oh, wait, we are supposed to be on this duty. This is our duties, me and him. And we, like, beep,
Okay.
ping in the system, and
Okay.
we're on this duty.
So,
The
walking,
guards just leave.
take those 30 seconds and you very simply slip up to the door. And as sleekly and quickly as you could expect, both Bato and then Krasa scan their passes. As you know, Krasa, that the camera that you ripped out has been replaced. There's a new one there, comes out, the big little eyeball. You hold the little scanner pass up.
That got replaced so quickly?
Been a couple days.
No,
And
it's
if
been a couple hours.
No, you ripped that thing off the other day. It's been at least
Yeah,
a day.
It's been a full day.
It's at least
It's
been a full day.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll get replaced pretty quick. That's not like super hard tech to come across. And it quickly scans, says what it says in its language, and the door goes from red to green, and it flings open. When you step inside, there's 3 guards that are standing in a little room immediately to your right hand side. And they're the 2 of them are sitting staring at security screens, while one is leaning against a computer, having eating a sandwich and having a light conversation. When the 2 of you step in, Krasa, and you go ahead and do as you say, showing there with as much charisma as you've ever seen Krasa have, explaining that the 3 of them are
Hello, fellow guardsmen.
the guy eating a sandwich is super easy to convince. He's clearly already on break.
I
and
need you to get off train.
scoots him out.
Smile.
Yeah. Well, listen, this is not the Empire. This is just a private corporation. Aliens are commonplace guards here as well. So, and so when you speak to them, there's actually not much resistance. They have a little bit of confusion, but then they step in and say, the schedule's been confusing ever since they lost a few of their guards the other day, and people filling in spots on the schedule are just, it's been kind of confusing. They're like, well, they're going to head to the break room on the 2nd floor, and they immediately head upstairs.
They lost
leaving-
guards, huh? Which plan? 1, 2, or 3?
I don't know. Krasa completely just murdered one of them.
Yeah.
Did Bono see it happen this time?
Oh yeah, I think I saw it happen.
You saw him dragging the body through
Oh, yeah,
the
dragging
area
the body
where
away.
The
That's right.
spotlights were. You were the only reason you got away with the body.
Scott's muted. Scott's muted.
Sorry. I killed 3 of them when I was typing. I always like to mute.
I know, you killed more than one.
Because at one point in time you tried to shoot them and you failed triumphantly, which is why you shot up a light. And I went and shot
and you
2 of them.
shot him in the back
I
and they
failed
dropped.
triumphantly, and I shot past the guard, and I ended up shooting out the the little eyeball thing that stretches out and does its little scanny doodad.
Yeah, and that's
So
how they're able to get
ended,
like images.
It ended
Jesus,
well.
this really
it
was a
sparked
Star
and
Wars
flied
episode.
and-
It really was. It really was. It
Too
was
much
a
recap.
really
To be
wonderfully
fair,
Star
I
Wars.
was shooting from extremely far range. Okay, like the
Just
fact that I
awesome sniper shots.
triumphantly.
You were using abilities to even meet the range you needed.
But I do
Yeah,
want to
so
ask
like
them
I was
something.
shooting. Yeah, it was stupidly hard.
So they agree, they leave, and I'm going to look back to them and say, wait, when did we switch to 3 guards instead of 2?
The guy who was eating a sandwich, he just turns back and says, "Oh, I was on break, just talking."
Oh, goodbye, Yondis.
As he's doing that, just be like, "Have a good day,
he
man."
waves.
What kind of sandwich?
He looks back. Veggie. I don't eat meat.
Yeah, man, I hear it's healthy and stuff. Just try to like, I'm like a totally different person,
Yeah,
more
yeah.
upbeat, correct.
And he's like, and don't
charismatic.
worry, imported from other planets, not this shithole.
That's the only way to do it, man. All right, have a good day.
Conversation with a vegan. Oh no.
Yeah.
I only buy from small local farms. Like it's totally interesting. That is
Despite having the
awesome.
speeder's radio on, I think I feel another disturbance in the force right about now.
So you have this little area with some security cameras and access to the system. Scott, you could make an attempt to write a bug into this thing while you're here.
Are the prisoners already in like this? I imagine kind of like metal cage or like enclosed
You're just,
thing.
no,
in
you're
there?
just in the wall. You're not on the train.
Oh, we're on the wall. We're not on
You're
the train.
in the
Yeah, my
wall.
bad.
You got to walk up the wall and jump onto the train as it's leaving as a plan. But because your guards getting into the
Oh
wall.
my god, I misunderstood that. I thought we were I thought I was lying to the train people, being
No,
like,
no. This is just. Oh, we're in different places in our
No,
mind.
then this is the perfect time for me to do this. How much
That's what
time
I'm
until the
saying.
train leaves?
So the first roll, you don't have to worry about the first roll. You're going to go right to what the second roll would be, because you don't have to worry about trying to have the virus bypass the firewall.
that sounds great.
Would you like to use a light side point? Don't.
That
Tell me
probably
the roll.
means yes.
Tell me the roll first.
It is a 3 purple, 1 red roll.
I thought it was 2 purple once he got in.
Yeah, why is it harder now that we're here?
You've already failed twice.
Well, he failed to get in, but he doesn't have to get in here.
No,
He's
no,
already
no.
in.
I failed to set up a package before. We're
Because
here now.
because you don't have the time. You don't have the luxury of time.
We probably have like 30 minutes before
you have
this
yeah.
train
You're not
leaves.
looking at the typical. Okay,
Remember,
exactly.
it took us a lot. It took us like an hour to walk here.
I'm just saying you have an opportunity
No,
to do this very
if I
quickly.
were you,
2 purple.
if I
1
were
red?
you,
No, 3 purple and a red.
if I were you, I would
You
definitely
don't even have
used the
30
light side
minutes. That's
point.
what I'm saying. This is not an easy thing to do.
Hold on, Pat. Your suggestion. I'm currently rolling with, just so that you're aware, I'm currently rolling with 4 yellows against 3 purple and a red. Do you think I should upgrade to get an additional green? I think it's a bad idea. Or downgrade the red.
Would that take away the red?
It would turn the red into a.
It'd be 4 purples
purple.
instead of 3 purples and a red.
Correct.
Or
it's
if he
4
gives
yellows
himself a
against
green,
4 purples,
it
which
gives
is
4
in
yellows
my
and-
favor mathematically, but not trending. And I don't think there's anything you can do.
No, I'm gonna phone a friend. Hey, Wade, what do you think?
Okay, theoretically, 4 yellows against 4 purples should be in Scott's favor, and there's no chance of despair that way.
But you've seen how he's been rolling tonight.
I
won't-
don't know that
despair
a
won't
green.
happen.
You just let me know when you're ready.
I don't know that a green is going to help him against, because I feel like the green I think is worth less than getting rid of a red. I think.
The green is an equivalent to a purple, though. I don't know.
It's tough.
All right, I want a
I would
thumbs
probably
up
get
for
rid
an
of the-
upgrade and a thumbs down if you think
Here,
I'm gonna
chat.
fail.
What do you guys think?
I would say downgrade. That honestly, that's the first thing that comes
You
to
know,
mind.
put give me a D
That
or
was
give me a
down.
U. That's what I want to see. D for
D or
downgrade.
U?
D,
U, D. D.
Oh.
Everybody's saying downgrade. Everybody.
That's more
It's-
D's
Wow.
than I see on
Wow,
Pornhub.
I know, seriously. Wow.
Chat. Come on. We're a family friendly.
All the D. Yeah.
Your D's away. Scott, it's poll
You know,
in
that
the
means you have
audience.
to upgrade now. You have to do the opposite.
Do the
Chat is
opposite.
thirsty tonight.
Right?
Jesus. Okay, well, I guess I'm downgrading.
I would downgrade. I think
honestly
like
thought
Wade
playing
said.
D&D
You
I
with
should-
think
Wade was a
In
downgrade,
general,
but-
this should you failed the first 2, but this should be this should it be in your favor statistically. This is
you
gonna
keep
succeed.
saying it should.
A
but,
yellow
like,
should be substantially better than a green. You've got 4.
Oh man. We're gonna go take a break, everybody. It's our first break time. And we'll be back.
sugar inside them. Just a little bit, just a teaspoon of sugar.
A honey nut?
Yeah,
Regular
man.
Cheerios, maybe, but honey nut? That's a lot of sugar.
Yeah, that's a lot of sugar.
I'm
I'll
too
put
old to add
sugar in
sugar
Honey
to
Nut
food.
Cheerios.
I'm too old to add sugar. I can't even put sugar on regular Cheerios at this age.
The only cereal I'll put a tiny bit of sugar on, are like Rice Krispies.
They don't put sugar
Okay,
on
yeah,
cereal?
yeah. Rice Krispie Treats used to be a cereal that was so good. The little chunks of Rice Krispie Treat, like the marshmallow.
I swear they have those again.
They have a version
brought
of it, but it's
back-
not the same.
They brought back Eggos, the Eggo cereal.
They did. I wasn't a fan of it the first time.
They're
Also,
so
hi, everyone.
good.
Hey guys.
We're talking about food, cereal specifically, because
Hope you got a snack while we were on break.
Yeah,
I can't.
Definitely
I wish I
don't.
could, but
We need to first, before we get back into it, Scott, we want to make another roll, but just with the upgrade, just to see what would have happened if we did it the other way around.
I mean, you know that's not how it works, but I will do that for funsies.
statistically, it should not.
Well, it's like four successes.
He should succeed that way.
Mm-hmm.
He did. But look, he rolled nothing on the red, which is not very likely.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair,
Yeah, that's what you should have rolled every fucking time, except for the last one.
That's what Mike wants.
That last one, what does that mean?
That's the
Despair.
despair,
Yeah,
ladies and
that's the
gentlemen.
opposite
One
of
day,
triumph.
one day, it'll happen.
Yeah, the problem is it's so scary to get a despair. It's better off doing what I did. You know what I mean? So
That's why we all said downgrade.
Okay, so what I actually rolled, just to make sure there's no confusing in chat, because it just splattered a bunch of things in there, was
Triumph.
Failure.
A triumph and failure.
with
Advantage and
triumph.
a
So what I want to do with that advantage is to heal one strain. So yay! And then with triumph, I actually want to make it so that if anybody does try to track what happened here, like who hacked into it, the fact that there are some faces that don't belong, so on and so forth, that I end up like fiddling with the system, kind of like decoding it or whatever the wrong way, to the point where I increase the difficulty of them trying to do that by 1 purple, because increasing difficulty by 1 purple is a pretty normal thing for a triumph. So I just make it that much more difficult. I would like to do an upgrade instead, but
When they
most
get a
likely-
roll, like when they detect it. Okay, I
yeah,
see.
it's just the code is just kind of corrupted, so it just makes it that much harder to
Because you have
through it.
no faith you're ever going to get this done, you might as well just upgrade it for them. That's fair.
Yeah. And I honestly think that, well, I don't know if I have another chance after this, Wade. I think this was my chance. So and now
Not
imagine it
technically.
literally ends with me trying to do it. Like I think I've got, and he's like, Bato is kind of like, Krasa now, and then like hits
need
out the
to
door
go.
to hop on, and I'm like, fine, enter, and I like run up there.
Computers. Sorry, I'm just taking. I'm taking notes.
Look,
Hang on.
with Will.
Increase difficulty. Heck. So I want to make sure I don't forget, because that shit's gonna get rolled at some point.
What? No, totally. We just
Need not-
I blame
not
Wade.
forget.
Blame Wade. Hashtag
This had Mike. Was this something you'd already thought of?
No, of course it wasn't. Mike's not a smart boy.
Why you dissing the DM?
Do you
man?
remember
That's
the?
just good
Do you
beef.
remember our last Star Wars campaign? Whenever we had fucking like listening devices in our goddamn hotel room. You think he's not thinking about the fact you're hacking into a goddamn prison?
We had listening
Computer
devices
system?
because you asked if they were listening devices. If we didn't ask, they wouldn't.
I'm a relatively detailed DM/GM/ST. I'm very proud of how detailed I can be.
If you say so.
Ugh.
It's just like small things like names and characters
It's crazy
that
how
show
much.
up immediately that I have like a hard time of just be like, I don't know who this person's supposed to be yet.
I may have given you that disease, and I'm sorry for that.
I just wish Jack could have thought things through as much as Mike the DM does.
That's true. Well, no, but that was Jack's character, and that's why he didn't think things through. Anyway, point is, you try, and like you said, Bato's like, "Come on, we gotta go, we're running out of time," and you just frustratedly, like you said, kind of do it wrong, but at least there's a silver lining when you walk away from it. And so you
I
make your
probably
way.
assume I did it correct, right?
I mean, yeah, like you weren't. You think you did it correct, but you didn't have time to verify, basically, to run it through. It's like a test run.
Mhm.
And so you scatter your way up the second floor and through this little security area until you find your way over to the north side where the train exits after it gathers its passengers. And you wait for the most part. People pass by, guards pass by, but they're faceless, and it seems to be the everybody is faceless to one another beyond the person they're paired with. When they walk by, they don't really pay much attention to you, and it seems to be that the same when they walk by other guards that aren't represented by yourselves. The real thing is the jump. you're here, and pretty much you played it by the minute. You only have to wait a few minutes until the train is about to depart. And you can hear the engines rev up. You can hear the hydraulics release as the train car lifts from the hover track and slowly begins to pull out of the station.
Bato, these crucial moments I could have used to make sure that I did things correctly. This is me passing the buck.
It was like you had like 3 minutes alone. 3 minutes. And so you wait.
Bato would just kind of shake his head, just like, how do you think you did?
The first train
Well,
exits the tunnel, followed by the second car. Bye, Pat.
hey, Wade, you're Bato now. That's an upgrade.
My cat laid on my keyboard, and I'm sorry.
Cats do ruin things. I agree. Cats make
Did I
things
fix it?
way worse.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have cats around you ever, especially around electronics.
Ophelia's laying across my desk, and I can't help it, so I apologize.
Then the third train car, then the fourth, until the fifth arrives, and you need both from you athletics checks.
I thought we
Against
were
full-
stationed to be on the thing, though. Wouldn't we just?
Oh, I'm sorry, Scott. Did that actually happen? Sorry, did you?
Yeah, we
did
went
you?
and rolled. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
then yeah.
He
Then I
successfully
don't know why we're
did that
jumping.
one.
Why are we jumping? Why was that the plan?
We're
had to
jumping
get in
off.
Yeah.
Oh.
We had to jump off later on.
We're
and we
jumping
had to get
off
here.
later.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why
But
did I
we
think
just
you're
get-
jumping off the wall?
Because we're not supposed to be here, but we're supposed to be on the train. It's kind of
We're
one of
supposed
those,
to be
like-
on the train.
It's
We
a-
got clearance
Then
to
you
be
would
the guards on the train.
then I'm dumb and I went to the wrong direction. Instead, you have a different challenge that waits for you.
Oh, no, what? No, we passed this one. We're good. It's getting off. It's hard. We're good. Getting off is not that hard. Never mind.
Okay, yeah, decoupling the
Would be
train is
for
going to
you,
be
Scott.
easy.
Getting onto the train is simple. You actually walk, again, to go up to the second floor, you walk over to where the trains are until you go down the stairs and enter the actual proper prison. Here, you have to scan your passes a second time. And so you do. And as maybe even Crassa holds his breath just for a moment, hoping it goes green and the actual prison opens up and you're led inside. You can actually see prisoners being led, strapped down to metal slabs, not not the what I was
Carbonate.
saying, yeah, carbonate.
Carbonate?
Are they
Right?
actually frozen in carbonite? 'Cause that's
No,
not-
no, carbonate. That's what I was. Yeah, no, they're
Oh,
not
is that
frozen. I
carbon?
said, but on a metal slab, and their wrists are being strapped down by what looks like force field electric kind of cuffs, and as are their feet, and they're just being dragged out on hover carts, being filed into the train. And as you walk through, and the train door is closed, and you have to scan your pass for a third and final time, and the train door goes green, you walk your way into the fifth train where you'll take station. You can see they're being pressed up against the walls, and like hydraulic clamps are coming down at the top and the bottom, holding them up against the wall. And you have 3 on one side, 2 on the other. And with the there's a back area where there's like a little seating area. One of the guards could sit at a time if they really wanted to. Beyond that,
On our way. Oh, sorry.
no. Beyond that, it's a small strip of like a hallway that you could walk single file in. That the two of you would have to kind of.
On our
Pass
way to
by
getting on
kinda
the train, is there like any clipboards or anything like a PDA tablet or something that I could like kind of swipe?
I mean,
Any
perception
information
check.
on the prisoners or anything like that?
Perception check to see what you're looking for. Against 3 purple.
We if you're trying to see who's who, we should know immediately, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right, but I want it to make. Well, I guess I wanted
remember,
to just.
we got triumph on their details. We know everything we need to about them.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but I just want to make sure that they say that their name is whatever and just stuff like that. So
You want to like run through, like check and act like guards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's fine. But on your tablet or whatever, your data pad, you have a copy of all the correct information. You
yeah, are
do.
we provided with one?
No,
or...
I gave you the info.
Right, but do we have any of the guards' tablets? Is what I'm asking.
Oh, you
that's
mean
what,
you
that's
mean so
what
that
I'm.
might be official? Oh, okay.
That's what I'm looking for. So,
No,
3
you do not
purples?
have any. Everything you got was kind of like off a dead body, and that's about it.
Like if you
3
walk up to
purples?
somebody with like a Samsung Galaxy tablet while working at an Apple store,
3.
like, yes, I'm supposed to be here.
3 purples, yes.
Wait, could I technically use that thing that I was? No, I won't.
You
here.
could, but I don't know if this is crucial. I don't know if I would. for this.
Yeah.
You don't see one easily grabbable. A couple people
Okay.
who are using them that are walking by you, not really paying much attention. But beyond that, none that are easily attainable.
These purple dice are being vicious to you guys.
They really are.
I guess as we get up to the to our stations where we have to be, I would just ask, you know, are there any guards around? Could I ask if any detail about, hey, do we have to check into, are they already checked in? Do we have to do anything?
You walk up to a random guard that you see as you're walking to the train, or like you go into the train and then talk to a guard while you're in the train.
I'd probably ask one of the nearby, like how far away are each coupling, I guess.
Not far. If you're saying outside the train and you just want to like a nearby guard who looks like he's busy doing something to ask, that's fine. You can easily walk up to one.
Yeah, I would just ask him. Do we need any?
It's a durian.
Okay.
And you walk up to him and you say, as he's clearly looking at a pad and he's going over something and reading it as he's pacing back and forth.
I'd probably just like, sorry to bug you as you're busy. I'm assuming they're all checked in and accounted for.
Prisoners, they should be, but final count, hasn't come in yet.
All right. Do we need any details on any of the guys? Are any of them dangerous on our cart? Any extra information we need to know about them?
His big red eyes squint and he's like, are you on the ship or are you just out here? Why are you asking details for?
We're on guard on tier 5 or plane, at the back of the train. It's been crazy the last couple of days. Seems like bad people trying to get in. I just want to make sure that we're covering our tracks.
Well, then you should have been given a pad like over a week ago.
We were given one, but the guy in the front took it away from us. That's why I'm asking you again.
Yeah, I would need a from you, Mr. Deception Lie Check Man. That roll.
Against what?
Against two purple.
Nope.
Can I give him a blue die just by saying something along the lines of, why are you being dick? Just to give him a blue die. It's like social
that's
pressure.
The blue die. That's the helpline.
Yeah.
Why are you being dick?
I think it should be allowed with how many.
The difficulty goes up as you make him more angry.
Am I given a blue die?
Social pressure. Be like, oh, sorry, man.
Sure. You get a blue. You can get assisted.
All right.
Worst assist ever.
God dang it.
Oh, come on. Useless. I can't even assist well.
I don't want to tell you. He just looks at, he goes, really? All right. Well, let me clear it with him first. And if we can get you one after, I'll get it from him. And
if anything, it's not that big of a deal.
Let me call my manager.
No, it's a big deal because you can't keep track of your inventory while they're on the train without it. So you just stay right there and I will be right back. And he starts walking over to the front train.
All right.
Do you just wait?
Thoughts?
I would probably wait. I would tell Varen. Was there a computer to where he was at?
Me?
No. Not Varen. Sorry, Krasa. Was there a computer where this guy was just at? Mike
a terminal?
Yeah. There's a terminal?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a terminal not too far from here, but there's somebody using it. There's people busy
I would
doing
just tell
work.
Krasa, can you get onto the train? Look for any weak points on how we can decouple the thing.
I think decouple will be easy once we're on train. It is just a matter of getting on train, and it looks like we have problem.
Problem? What's the problem?
He is going to check that you told lie, and he does not believe in his verifying.
Easy problem to fix.
I don't think a blaster fire will do the trick here.
We'll do a lot of good here.
I disagree.
I'll just tell him to get on the train. Just get on the train. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Varen, what would plan 4 be?
Varen, you're fine. You parked, not a nearby area. There's a toll going up though, so
I know,
credits are ticking by.
I'm just imagining that by the time they get here, we'll be on to plan 6.
I was just going to say, Varen, prepare to plan D.
What's plan D?
Do everything for us.
So you head to the train and go to the back car, the 5th car. And by the time you're getting back there, the last passenger is being hoisted up and the hydraulic clamps come down and locks the last one in place. Being the Twi'lek woman, Rhea. And she just has her eyes closed and she seems...
Zabrak?
Oh, Zabrak, sorry. I thought for some reason it's Twi'lek.
We didn't get the
Zabrak
voice of the
woman.
last one. Is the engineer Twi'lek?
Yes, the engineer's in Twi'lek. Perfect.
Ayo.
Her eyes are closed, however, and she seems to be not paying too much attention. And it doesn't take long while you're on that train before you hear a light knock on the outside, and the gentleman from before, the Durian from before, pokes his head in and he's like, "Ah, found you." And he kind of ushers in, and some old human, maybe in his like 50s or 60s, with white hair and wrinkles on his face, slightly overweight, starts stepping up onto the train. And he gives a squint as the Durian points to both of you like it's them. And he goes,
I would have waited off of the train. I would have waited kind of like where the ramp is to get onto our platform.
I thought you said you're going on the train.
I told Crossa to get on the train.
Okay, you wanted to stay off the train?
Not before it takes off, but that I would be waiting.
Stand outside waiting?
He said wait here, and so I would kind of just wait by.
And so you would see then the Durian and the older gentleman as he approaches.
Yeah.
He points to you first and says, "That's one of them." And he shouts out to you, "Is your friend inside?"
I say, "Yeah, I think he's already gone up to post."
And he points behind you. You said you were on the 5th train, right?
Yes, sir.
And so they walk up and they're like, the old man looks at you and he's like, "I don't recognize him. I definitely didn't take a pad. I don't have any others other than mine."
No. When I said the guy back here, I would say the guy that we checked in with before we came into here. The guy with the sandwich. That was kind of my deception.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Just keep playing it up. Like, no, not this guy, the other guy. You know what? Don't worry about it. We don't need the pads.
It doesn't matter.
It is a guy, whoever you told, he comes back with that particular one.
Okay.
And
No. I'm saying the continued deception. No, not this guy. It was the other guy. You know what? Don't worry about it. We'll just go ahead.
Oh, was that in game?
That was what I was suggesting, just to keep going with.
Oh, gotcha. So if you want to, you may go ahead and make a deception roll.
Like, not that Brian, the other Brian. You know what? Don't worry. Fuck Brian.
You can hear this conversation happening outside the.
I'm gonna use a new skill called Quick Fix, where once per session I can make one skill check using my agility rather than the characteristic linked to that skill. So I think I get 2 greens right to my deception. Is that how it works?
You'd add 2 greens.
You upgrade whatever characteristic to be whatever your agility thing. Similar.
So you
to
change your cunning to whatever your agility
So
score is.
Probably +2.
My agility is 4.
Yeah, so make your cunning a 4 for a second. But hold on, I love these characteristics. To show these abilities, they're my favorite. But you have to describe how agility takes place. It works either way, but you have to describe how agility works for flavor.
You have to describe how you
agility your lie. Yeah.
You pizzazz it up with some hand
probably
movement.
No, I would probably just talk very fast and just explain how this guy took our pad and then he gave it to this guy, which had a malfunction. Then he gave it to our partner, who then gave it back to me to give it to another person.
Yep,
and I would kind of just.
It works. Let's do it.
He's got a quick tongue, if you know what I'm saying.
No shit.
Oh my god! Oh my god, that's amazing! You crushed it.
I'm taking all these threats as strain, by the way. Is that all right?
I'm taking this last threat for myself.
Okay. So not strain?
Not strain for this last one. Okay. So he simply he kind of huffs in frustration, and the old guy's like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, and the train's about to leave. So he actually reaches into a satchel that's hanging by his side and pulls out a data pad, and he hands one to you. He's like, just use mine for now, and I'll look the 2 of you up in the system after the train's gone later on. And he's like, we don't have time for this shit. So go do your job. And he bounces.
If he's the one that's looking us in the system,
great.
Take care of that mother fluffer now, and then nobody.
There's a lot of people milling about. Just want you to know, you take care of this mother fluffer right now. You're instigating Plan Z, which is shoot your way out.
Excuse me, this is an international show. It's Zed.
We didn't put all of our information on the thing anyway, right?
No.
Your fucking faces.
Yeah, it's just face and barcode. But
man,
it's
that
face
sucks
with but with helmets and stuff like that too. Like, we have a bit of a disguise on us too. It's not like it's just like Krasa. It's not me doing the young Mythos.
You have walked through an entire private complex with security cameras everywhere. However, to walk onto the train,
I think I still have young Mythos.
Anyway. I would rejoin Krasa, and I would go around before rejoining them. I'd go to each prisoner and just have them state their name and stuff like that to make sure that
each one would match exactly to what Krasa had said he had accomplished, and
perfect.
It seems to hold true.
not to like devalue what Cross's ability was. I wanted to make sure that all 5 passengers were on deck, and I would then give the PDA to Cross and just be like, all of them are accounted for. Can you do anything with this?
In the meantime, too, while you're going through, before the train is getting ready to leave, you can feel it hovering. The engines are whirring at this point. A general, or general's the wrong term, but someone higher up within the security of this
Commander
place
or something.
walks through and he looks for you. He's like, data pad, and simply goes through. He's going through each train. He's coming from the other trains. He's just going through the list that you were given on the data pad to ensure that everything looks good. He gives you the thumbs up, and then he steps off of the train. That's the only minor interaction you have before the train actually heads out and begins its journey.
Do I get to keep the data pad?
Yes, it's left. The data pad is left with you.
Okay, so I gave it to Krasa. So Krasa, you have this data pad that was given to me as a borrow keepsake.
Okay.
It's got very basic functions, that kind of thing.
It's got Wi-Fi and Bluetooth.
There you go.
And a free Hulu subscription for some reason. They bought it recently.
To decouple this thing, as was stated, the computers are in the first car. You have an hour between leaving the prison and where you want to decouple this thing to figure out how you want to get this done. What is the plan? And is there any conversation with any of the prisoners during this journey?
So first and foremost, this tablet here that I have, what is it connect? Does it have full connectivity to the whole system, or is it just the ship system? Like, what can I have access to with it?
It is running on its own system. It's branded to the private security prison complex. It's just got its logo on it, and it's just made for it.
No, but I imagine there's a degree of interconnectivity with the other systems. You know what I'm saying? Like, I imagine it doesn't have like airplane mode on.
No, but I mean, it's got very basic functions. The only thing you would have access to, I guess, would be the train, and that would be it. It's not connected to much else other than the train itself.
Okay, so it gives me full terminal access to the train when I'm not actually standing at a terminal, that sort of a thing?
No, it's not that. It's not that fucking good.
Okay,
but the prisoner list system is connected to the actual train.
It probably
computer.
It probably just tells us all of the prisoners.
Yeah, you can look
train.
up the status of the prisoners on the train that are not in your car, and they all are green and they all say secure.
Gotcha. Okay. Pat, there's something on the Roll20 for you.
Yeah, I see that.
Hell yeah. Look, I'm living my best life in that drawing.
You are.
Chat will never know.
I mean, they can know. They just have to put it on stream.
It's just Sailor Mathis. Just look it up.
Yeah, Google.
You're gorgeous. What color are you?
It's a typical
white,
like white,
actually.
blue, red.
Oh,
It looks like your old successes there. Something Scott's never known.
Excuse me. No,
In order to decouple
wait
this
is
thing,
there.
you can either do it basically 2 ways. Fucking blow it up and just shoot it and hope it breaks, or head to the computer in the first car and deal with it there.
as well as eight guards.
Yeah, 2 in each car. Going through, like, it's I mean, you could
It's driven by itself, right? There's
Correct.
not like one of the
There's
guards. in the
nobody
front.
driving this thing. This is just a computer controlled.
I feel like that would take longer. I would ask Krasa, do you think you could take out the 2 guards in car 4?
I think that perhaps we are going to have to do something like that. I think if we decouple cars, like we said before, good idea, but perhaps a bit of chaos to cause destruction. Maybe we kill guards from 4 and release prisoners from 4, and they work way up, and we decouple, and then there is more to chase than just one car. Yes.
That was my thought.
Yes, but perhaps
More warfare on the train. Arm the prisoners.
I think if we are to do this, perhaps more than just car 4, perhaps 4 and 3. But let's see if we
I
can
was
make
gonna have
4
you
quick
do
and
this,
quiet.
and I was gonna see if I can get any help from our engineer friend.
Listen, I'll tell you that I am not particularly good in combat. I'm a warrior, yes. You see what I can do, yes. But it is not my specialty.
What is your
Give me-
speciality? I'm curious what you're good at.
I'm sorry, I cannot hear picture talk. Pictures can't talk, okay? See, this is who's
I like how you replaced Wade's face.
I'm glad you dress up with cosplay, but this waste of
I
time.
just noticed it. Oh, good. That was your picture from last week. You just sat there. Sorry, that was good. Then he'll just ask, wait, can I see a visible pistol on you? Are you dressed?
No, you saw, yeah. I actually am.
I would just ask for, give me your pistol. I'll start the chaos. You get the engineer and you guys work to decouple this.
Good plan. Hand him the pistol. Well, actually, didn't you say you're going nowhere without Betsy or whatever you named your? What did you?
I have another blaster pistol.
What did you name your rifle? No, because you're bringing your rifle. You said, huh?
I left it at home. I left it back on the ship in my room.
Good boy. What did you name it? Or do we not know? Do we not know yet?
Its name is Trini.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm quitting this
it.
campaign.
I love it.
You would not quit if you ran into
Barbara,
a
go
Trini
boom
character.
boom.
Barbara, go boom boom.
Oh,
I didn't name.
love it.
I didn't
We
name
had
the rifle.
Trini, we had Barbara. It's time to move
No,
on.
it's the Barbara
2020.
Blaster. Barbara Blaster, chat.
It's
The Barbara Blaster?
Chat.
It's Brinny actually. So I don't think I can. I brought my blaster. I'm not using some crap blaster that these guys use.
Yeah, mine is just it's a well maintained heavy blaster pistols. Do you have?
Yeah.
stats
I
for
just want. I can't dual wield them, but I'll hold on to it just in case.
Repeat.
Technically,
What
yeah.
is the plan?
Oh, I'm going to talk to prisoners to get the
Mainly the engineer is what
engineer.
I recommended because he might have extra knowledge on decoupling it to be easier
correct
than having to go all the way to the first car.
And then I'm going to have conversation with the other ones afterwards, if need be, to make sure they're kind of going along with the plan. And he's going to go do his.
I'm going to invoke chaos on car 4.
But wait, you want to try and free the engineer?
We're going to free all 5 of them, I think.
Yeah, you have to do that at the front car.
There's no way to do it here.
No, I said that in the last episode too. Everything has to be done at the front computers in the car number 1.
That's why
Oh, well, that changes our plan now.
We originally wanted them all in the front car too. That's right.
Yeah.
But I think by the end of the night we forgot that and we were like, oh, it'd just be easier. Just to
Do you
decouple.
want? That's an easy change where you could just. You would have put them in the front car if you don't think you forgot.
My original idea was for us to be in the front car with them and us, and then because remember it was all in car 1, and they were like, "Oh, change to car 1. Oh, change to car 5," because we were going to decouple them and have the track switch, so that they went that way and we went this way.
Correct. I remember
was
that.
The original plan. So then we're not falling off of chaos; we're driving away from it. You know?
Right. This is whoever ends up doing decoupling from the front car is going to have to sprint their way back and make a jump. Actually, if you think about it.
Wade, back to plan 2. Woohoo! Choo choo. All right. So I'm sorry.
Get on this hype train, Wade.
So who's the most athletic between the two of you?
I think he is, but let's confirm.
Athletics, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a 2.
I'm a
green.
1 and 1. The 1 yellow, 1 green.
That's you are basically.
Because I'm a Katie. Katie's come with athleticism.
So far we've
Well, there is a potential.
Barfa.
There's going to be where the decoupling in is going to be within sight of Varen. If Varen reaches out to the Force and maybe through some sacrifice as well, he'll get a temporary upgrade to the silhouette he can affect with the move,
Push me.
and he could potentially inch them forward. But that would be an emergency, and that would come with a price because you're accessing powers you're not trained to use, and you're getting them as a temporary.
these fucks better do it. I don't want to help them anymore than I already am.
So I was just sitting there and doing nothing. So the I say retcon back to car 1 makes sense because that was what the original plan was.
That was the
Okay.
original plan. Now that I remember, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll do that and we'll have them fall off. The issue is when we decouple them because they're no longer going to have the locomotion of the front car anymore. Can we cause them to click to go the other direction? Is there a way that we can cause that?
You would absolutely you'd make a roll. It'd be a computer's
cool.
roll.
Then
but
if
yes.
if I believe I have a chance, then I would do that. Yes.
Yep,
Cool.
absolutely.
Awesome. That's the plan. So we're actually all in the front car. So
That's why I thought you guys were going to do the front car initially because you could just split where they're going to go.
Yeah. And so he wants to kill the people in car 2 to make sure that there's we can free some of the prisoners.
That we have time if people from car 3 decide to jump to car 2.
So you're going to want to pull that trigger right before you decouple, just in case.
So yeah, that'll be the plan. Is you start
me first. Cool.
you start the decoupling. If they start to figure something out that's wrong, I'm already going to be aiming. So I'm just going to have true aim. I've got my pistols out and I'm just kind of aiming and ready.
Well, wouldn't there be chaos anyway if you release all the prisoners in every car at once anyway?
I don't know if we can do all the cars at once, can we?
You're gonna have to make a roll.
Oh, then yeah, that actually, if that goes poorly, then we'll have him with his blaster as a backup, or at least him blasting people from getting to us, right?
All right.
Cool.
So
All right,
it's gonna be. Let's lay out how this is gonna go. Basically, you're chilling in this train for an hour. You're about to get to the point where it splits. When you're about to get there, Scott's gonna have to make a decoupling roll, followed by
we want to talk to prisoners before we get to that point, but yes.
Sure, no, that's fine. But I'm just saying when we get to that point, a decoupling roll, followed by a quick change the tracks roll after you've already started moving forward. After that, you just want to slow the train down and get the hell off of it, and you want to make a third roll to free all of the prisoners after that's done.
So decouple. I would imagine actually.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be free. It's gonna be free.
Then decouple, then cause them to go off, and then
then
track,
splice,
yep. And track, yeah,
and then track.
Couldn't you guys have spent like 50 credits and gotten somebody to pick you up rather than having me sitting here in this thing?
Nope, because you're going to clean up the mess. So, Mike, we want to talk to the prisoners first, but before we do so, we know how they're bound and everything like you described, right? But are their faces covered? We have like Hannibal Lecter in Con Air, or?
No, because I talked to them earlier too. Like they had to tell me with their own voice that they were X, Y,
You had to confirm by looking at a picture and then having them confirm their name vocally. They're not bound to talk. They're not bound to not talk, rather. It's just the only one that doesn't really seem that interested in talking is the Zabrak woman, Rhea.
Cool. So describe this I assume the engineer is in fact a Twi'lek?
Yeah, actually the Twi'lek is actually a female, and her two long tails, one is actually missing about a third. It's like very roughly cut.
That's horrible.
And scarred. And she's also cut all along the other one, kind of in very non-patterned places, just seems random. She's short, maybe 5'1", 5'2", and maybe if you were to look at her, you'd probably put her in her mid-20s, at most late 20s. And she just seems to be kind of to herself, agrees to the plan if you bring it up to her, but doesn't seem to more invested beyond that initially.
Two things before we actually talk to her. One, what color Twi'lek is she? And two, for those that aren't that deep into Star Wars lore, can you describe the importance of their head tails? Like
So she is the color of light green. Okay. And they're the way they communicate. It's kind of like their native way of communicating with one another. It's a way to display their moods and exactly. It's like a sensory organ. They can communicate to other Twi'leks with them. With like kind of like an exclusive language, more or less. It's very important to have it cut, injured in any way is kind of bad.
So I actually would like, before we even get into the important part here, a knowledge check. I would like to roll xenology to see if this is a common, if it could have been a mistake, or is this a common practice? Someone was like cutting somebody's tongue or something like that. Like what the
interesting. I wonder what kind of difficulty would be for somebody who isn't familiar with anything beyond their own home. I
study
turf.
a lot, which is why I'm good at that kind of stuff, right? So
we'll say it's like a 3 purple. I think hard. I think hard is fair. Cool. Anybody who has that who's on the train, well, the only other person is
okay.
Bato.
Unfortunately, I don't know.
No, I'm shocked.
Shut up, you. But you know what I'm going to do is it's one of those things where even though I did not succeed in identifying exactly what that is, I'm going to take one of those as a healing of strain. And
why don't you?
Oh, actually, you know what? I'm actually going to turn both of those into giving myself a blue die and communicating with her.
Okay.
Kind of more or less just trying to show empathy to what it is that happened, even if I don't fully understand the significance of it. Like a bit, but not the full, right? Mm-hmm. So just showing like a bit of an empathy. So
can I get a clip of Scott saying I did not succeed in that last sentence? Chat. Just from my own personal
it's gonna be
records.
A button, isn't it?
What? No.
Never. He would never do that to you, dude.
I would never do that.
Steve, I hate you, for the record, because I know you're going to do it.
Not this Steve. He pays.
No, Steve.
Trying to quote DBZ abridged here, and it actually worked out that it was Steve. So anyway, continue.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. It's actually whenever I quote, because he's New Zealandish, whatever, New Zealander. Did Steve tell you that, perchance? Steve. Flood of the Concord. Anyways.
So, you want to talk to her? Do you want to say anything specific, or you just want to just say, like, you're trying to be empathetic to her?
Being empathetic and just try to get her to sway to our side. Be like, All right, let us explain a bit of what is about to happen here. We are going to release all of you, and we are going to offer you transit on our vessel once we get out of here. You are all going to get a ride on our speeder. You're gonna
The
get to our
Keldor
vessel.
kicks up before you even finish. What's in it for you? Why are you doing this?
Ah, yes. You see, somebody here has information that I really would like to get my hands on. And I'm willing to trade all of your freedom for this one person's information.
They
And
all look to each other, except for the female Zabrak, and because of that, a lot of the eyes linger on her.
I figure if we all hold each other accountable here, then we all succeed. Yes?
The same Keldor kind of kicks up. He's like, that seems too good to be true, but fuck it, why not?
Okay. I look at the Twi'lek and say, but for plan to succeed, I had to change what seat you had on the vessel. You were originally in cargo seat 4. You are now in 1. You need to help us decouple car. You're engineer, yes?
She looks at you from just kind of the corner of her eye, kind of suspiciously. What's it to you, and why do you think I even want to help?
Because I think that where you are going is not exactly as nice as where we are taking you. We don't want to talk
maybe I
about
deserve
previous
where I'm going.
positions.
She shrugs.
Maybe you did, or maybe you'll be a bit familiar with the type of vessel that you'll be finding yourself on very soon.
She leaves her eyes locked on you for a little bit. We'll see where it goes, and she smiles.
As for the rest, I just need you to play along for a little while, and all of us will profit from this, yes? And I turn to Bato and say, and he is here as make sure things go smooth.
At that point, I think I would start pulling my pistols out, both pistols, and just like making sure that they're charged up, ready to go, looking down the sights.
Hear him power
them.
up.
Yeah.
The Keldor chuckles again. And the rest are quiet, if a little weary. Only the Keldor seems particularly excited about it.
I need to actually open up that sheet so I know which one you're talking about. Keldor is the
war criminal.
Of course.
Yeah, exactly.
I go, all right, then I will release all of you momentarily. First, we just need to release this one, Twi'lek. And then we will... Oh, what's her name? Because I actually have her name.
Yeah, her name is a Latorthal. L-A and then apostrophe.
Yep.
And then Torthal.
Thal. Oh, okay. That's not what I wrote. Latorthal, I want you to help us. So I release you first, and then I release the other everybody on ship at once. We give all prisoners chance to leave, but we not take all because, frankly, I don't give a shit and there's not enough space. Sound good?
She shrugged. Sure.
I'm going to go over to the computer and immediately start
Go ahead.
trying to...
Computers check against just 2 purple.
Okay. I'm going to computer check. Is this just to let her out?
Yeah, just to let her out.
Also, is there a camera in here?
Perception check.
Because-
You don't have a perception check. There's just a black dome in the middle of the train.
Okay, so, but is it, again, just because of what I've seen in the system, because I've been in the system for a while now, that doesn't send a live feedback, does it?
No, it
Because
does
everything's
not.
encompassed? Cool.
Exactly.
So we can just scramble this and we'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So we'll just make sure
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be easy for you.
we just blow it up and remove the black box and eat it.
I'm sure whatever you try to do, Scott, you will succeed.
Wade, why are you here today?
That's a great question. This was supposed to be done before I came back.
No, wrong. Fake news. You're supposed to join us, but you decided
I came back. I was supposed to be having a nice
I'm really-
conversation right now.
Wait,
so
can we
anyways-
cut to Wade having a nice conversation with himself?
No, I like him sitting there.
I hate those two. I hate those two. I hate those two. I hate those two.
We
And back to you.
we hard cut to Varian for a moment, and next to him there's a guy hacking and coughing. I'm just looking for some more death sticks. You got any more death sticks? I just want some death sticks. You just kill him. Yeah, thanks. Hard
What's he
cut back.
doing hovering by a train rail in the middle of nowhere?
And that's the guy that was asking him.
Exactly.
Just
There
saying.
he is, right over there.
Ugh.
All right. So, anyways, what's the check? I'm sorry. Computer
Two
skills?
perps.
2 perps. I'm just gonna roll that plain and simple. No modifying.
Okay. Very simply, her shackles come undone, and her eventually, and then her feet follow, and she stumbles out of it and kind of catches her balance as the whole thing's moving. And she walks over to you and is going to give you a bonus on your next roll.
Okay.
What do you want to do next?
Immediately. So I guess
Just time and wait, quote unquote, until it's time to decouple.
Yeah, exactly. When do I have to do the whole cause the of the tracks?
It's gonna be like a few minutes before the split arrives. You're gonna, and then after that is when you're gonna change the tracks.
How much time is between now and we're going to do that? Because I think you said an hour of waiting, right?
Yeah, it's like an hour of waiting, but time is kind of passing.
Cool.
Basically, when you're ready to get to that scene, we can get there.
So I want to kind of get schematics or look up some details or whatever of her decoupling of this, or even just send Bato out to go get a basic description so he can tell her what she's working with prior to her actually getting there. And I want to see if there's a way I can set this computer system that more or less have like a hair trigger, like press a button and I can fry the system. If I have time,
So you just want to try and do like a system wipe off of a single
prepare
button?
it for it, but not yet.
Okay. All right. Well, getting a blueprint of the trains themselves is not even anything you have to roll for. It's very easy.
Oh, we had a blueprint of the train.
And I was gonna say, I think you already had that shit, so you kind of already have that. As for the setting thing up, it'd be another computer's check. You're kind of setting up a base level virus, I guess you would call it. Just 3 purple.
I will set that one up.
Just
This
a
one
system
actually-
wipe. It's not graceful. It's not trying to do it subtly or quietly. You're just trying to emergency nuke.
She's aiding me. I'm going to commit effort to it, so on and so forth.
Okay.
Okay.
Do so easily.
So if I can take that triumph, I want to have it set so not only does it do a system wipe, but the virus is probably not contained just in this just in this car. Maybe it doesn't get all the way back to the station. Maybe it does. That's up to the DM's discretion. But if I could say that it does, add an additional purple for again when they try searching for us. It just once again.
Sure, if it
causes
makes
more
its way,
corruption.
then I'm game. Let me notate that, and I'm game.
Yeah. Shut up, Wade. I see your face. Wade, sit there.
I'm just sitting in this.
Shut up, Wade. I see your silence.
I'm thinking about the fact that I could be back at the ship trying to open up this box, but here I am sitting in a
Why don't you
speeder
do it
playing
while
taxi.
there? You've
Talk
got an hour to
about
wait.
weeks of failures. Just fucking open it, dude.
Yeah. Forehead, just open
Actually, I've
it
had
up.
no failures. I've had nothing but successes.
I'm sure. Yeah. You roll against 0 purple.
Somehow you would fail that, Scott.
You know what? You're not wrong.
You did fail that earlier because you took away the
Literally
purple.
did.
Actually, the 2 greens
Literally
you did was just a triumph.
Okay.
Anyways.
All right. So you want to get to the point where you decouple now? Is that where you want to get to?
We can flash forward. Yep.
Okay. Flash forward.
Well, are
First-
you releasing all the prisoners first or decoupling first?
We're going to release all
Prisoners
the
decouple.
right before that. Yep.
Yep. So we'll start with the prisoners. We get to the point, Wade, you can actually hear and see the actual train coming from the distance. It's a raised platform. It's going through the city, but you can hear it coming. So you know the time is about to happen.
I bet the light side 2 coins that they're already dead.
And then all of a sudden you hear on the radio, Veren, be prepared.
Shit.
Okay. First
too correct.
computers roll. If you're going to free everybody, it is once again going to be against 3 purple.
Again, she's helping me on this one.
Correct.
So
Yep. She's helping you with all your computers check from this point on.
same exact idea. Cool. Not only do I release all of them, but there's 0 alerts, alarms, head up, simultaneous. The guards are completely caught off guard, giving them tremendous success.
See,
And
this is what I'm
they're-
talking about. Scott will spend like over an hour failing checks.
It's true. It's
Like
very
good
true.
checks. And then like when they need to happen, he just has this giant clutch boner
Next.
that lasts the rest of the session.
All
And I don't know how
the
he does it.
shackles come
We'll
free.
see.
The Keldor stumbles forward. It's like, oh fuck, it's actually happening. The female Zabrak falls forward, keeps to herself, but her eyes are open now. She's like keeping them closed. And she's just kind of taking in the surroundings. Seems very stoic. While the rest also kind of have very quiet chatter, but seem to not want to raise the alarm as the alarm hasn't gone off.
You've done all of the prisoners, correct?
Yeah,
Not just the
whole,
5.
all of them,
Okay.
all of them.
Without any heads up to the guards. It's just like silent, quick.
So are
quiet.
you going to shoot the guards, or are you just going to let them quietly like be overthrown by the prisoners and
let
decouple
them
them?
handle that? Yeah.
Okay.
So that
So
they can assume
decoupling
we are
roll.
also guards being silently overthrown by the prisoners.
So now the decoupling roll. The decoupling roll
I am aiming still
yeah,
towards
in
them.
case the door's open and they come running through or anything.
Right.
So
So I am combat ready.
decoupling
just
roll
so you're aware.
is again 3 purple.
Okay. Any idea? Oh man.
Isn't she doing the decoupling, or are you guys doing the decoupling?
We're
She's
doing
just
it together.
with it.
Together, she's like helping him.
So I didn't succeed in this, but I do have a triumph. I can't re-roll.
You
it.
didn't get our car, but you decoupled all of the cars.
I want to no. What I want to say is, well, I'll say this because I think it might help us. Instead of properly decoupling that, oh shit, no, I got
Here's what happens.
I'll give it
You
to you
weren't
now.
able to get the first car, but you decoupled the 5th car.
just one.
Just the one. You got to do it. You got to get one more chance.
Okay, well, because otherwise we miss our window. Oh,
I know.
shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, cool. So this is why I'm like, oh, and I didn't do this yet. Okay, cool. So
Oh, good.
and I give myself another blue die with my
Oh, there you go.
right. Give
Right?
myself
Yeah,
another-
yeah.
help
You
you.
have 2 advantage.
Okay. All right, here we go. Same exact roll, and then I go, shit. Please, no, pull this
Panic.
leather here. No, click.
Hey, and you make it through. And then with that, you can actually hear it, and you can
I
actually
would
feel
love to
like the
just-
train get a little bit quicker, a little bit faster as it lets go of 3 other cars on top of it.
Can I spend?
Gar,
those?
thank you for the raid.
Hey, thank you, Gar.
the
Appreciate
raid,
it with the
Gar.
raid. Oh,
Yeah,
thank you,
hey-o.
thank you.
I would like to imagine, like, as Cross is going to like try again, I just want her to be like, "You fucking idiot! You decoupled the wrong car."
I do want to say that more or less with the additional advantage, I guess I'll just heal strain and not really worry about anything else. Okay, Mike?
Okay.
Cool. All right,
You a
cool.
little stressed, Scott? You okay over there?
No, I'm good now.
You've got one more computer's check now to make me as you got to swap the trains. This one is not against 3 purple. It's against 3 because it's long range. It's against 3 purple and a red.
Oh, I'm fine with that. Guys, we have 1 light side point left. I can use it to save him from using it, but then we have 0 left, and we're going into the tail end of the session. The second half of the
You
session.
do
He's-
you, buddy. I'm just sitting in the
Don't do
speeder.
it. Don't do it.
You think he can save it because he can potentially upgrade that and give us.
Oh, I know for a
2
fact he's going to. But on this bad luck train you've had, and the little bit of a going up and up, I have faith.
What's
in
worst
you,
case
Scott.
scenario? A despair, you switch it the wrong way and you go the wrong way on the
Yeah,
track?
exactly. We go the wrong way. Yep.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. Okay, upgrade the difficulty. Let's see
Oh,
this. I need
Jesus.
this to.
You said
One
you said-
day I'm gonna get a despair.
Did you say 2 in 1?
Now it's gonna be 2 and 2. No,
Okay,
no, no,
so-
no, no. It was 3 and 1.
Okay.
Now it's 2 and 2.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It was 3 in 1. Now it's. Oh, my God. That's so scary. Okay. And she still gave me that blue die, and I did not invest
Because
in
you're not
myself.
dealing with a private train system using. You're not. It's
Very-
not
You
their.
don't need
very
to explain, I
quickly.
get it. Yeah.
Very quickly for our new raiders, Mr. Mike, do you want to give a basic
Yeah, sure. For everybody who
overview
just
of
popped
what's
in,
happening?
playing
'Cause
Star Wars.
This is a good like little
We are currently in the midst of a prisoner break on a prisoner
Train
transport
heist.
train, a train heist on Nar Shaddaa. We have a
Prison break.
Mandalorian and a Cathar character who are on the train who have disguised themselves to be part of this private security system, and they're decoupling one of the prisoner trains to get the person they want, on top of freeing a few others on the off chance some of them might maybe want to repay the favor one day, all for a large sum of money or a favor owed. Meanwhile, Wade's character Varen sits to play
Is useless.
is
Just
playing to play
useless.
getaway driver as he watches this
You're
I
happen.
was
doing a
never
great
supposed to be
job.
involved. It's only through Daleric here, glasses,
Succeeding. Great job.
his failures that
Good job.
I'm sitting before you.
No.
Wade, you're
Active in this
doing
heist.
a great job.
Look at all my recent rolls. All successes.
I feel like I'm
Triumphant
sitting in this land
successes.
speeder falling further into the dark side just thinking about your failures,
All
Scott.
these successes. So listen. I just expect when you do pick up the people that you have to as the getaway driver, when you hit that horn, I want it to be like the Ant-Man horn. Okay? Like the Ant-Man. So anyways, all right, am I rolling now?
I mean, are you ready to roll?
No, I'm not ready for this.
I am not ready either, but we're gonna go for it. Whoa, you did it.
Oh, I told you I believed in you, Scott.
Unless we hype train, then he can reroll.
No hype train. Keep the hype train down. It hasn't
wanna
reset
s-
yet. It hasn't
I
reset
do
yet.
want to say,
It hasn't
can
reset
we
It might
get
have
some
reset. It
hashtag
might have.
clutch boner in the chat?
Oh,
Told you, clutch boner.
My God. Okay, good. I actually see them going the right way.
Kit trying to get it started with some bit drops.
what's that quote I want on a T-shirt about Kyle? All right. So, Mike, am I
You
taking
mean that dead guy
strain?
that failed to shoot a giant truck?
Yeah, you're gonna take the strain for that one.
Cool. Thank you. All
Yep.
right.
And
I get one more.
just in time, just in the last minute, you actually are able to get the signal across to the train tracks, and you can actually see as your card speeds out in the back, you can see it not only slowing down, but slowing down and going in the opposite direction. And as that happens, we can take a moment and go to our next break.
Okay. Finally, Wade can do something. Be right back.
Jesus, Wade, gone.
I cannot believe I'm here to literally be a taxi driver. This sucks.
Yeah. Well, some people have their places in this world. Hey, everybody, always appreciate the support a ton, but heads up, Hype Train doesn't actually trigger again until 2 hours after it ended, so that won't be for like another, say, 15 minutes or so. Love the support, love you guys very much, but just so you know, if you don't see it triggering, it's because it probably won't start for another 15 minutes or so. Just so you're aware.
Here's
Hello.
a story of a
A
man,
man
named Brady
A
who
man named
had
Brady,
to deal with two idiots.
of a man
Smart
named
idiots
Brady
who are actually
who
like
won
succeeding
6
now.
Super Bowl rings.
But not the last one.
Why would we talk about football, Scott? We're talking about your failures.
He didn't get the last one yet, but he will next year. Because we're
In
not
San
taking
Francisco.
Andy Dalton.
No, you're taking Garoppolo back, it looks like.
That makes me spin with joy. Wee.
Dude, I would love to have Garoppolo back. The fact that we got rid of him is the failings of a creepy old man that goes to massage parlors.
That's your
Hey,
team.
we have to
Wars.
jump off of this. We have to
Don't
jump
you have
off
to bring the
this
train to a stop somehow now, too?
Well, he'd have to make a computer's check to do so.
Oh, that's easy. Stopping the train is super easy. That's just button. Beep.
Boop.
Fail.
You do.
Speeds.
Varen, you actually see this. So you see the cars decouple, and you see the front car travel for a little while as the other cars travel out to the coastline. And you get back you get in your speeder, and you actually have to follow this thing for a little while. Can I get a it's not drive check, planetary check from you against 3 purple to keep track of this thing and just kind of keep up with it.
Like, following a train track is hard?
No, not following a train track, but trying to keep up with the train that's moving to be there when the people jump off the train and not be too far behind and allow them to have opportunity to run into other security potentially or police.
I believe
Not
you.
very good at this, but I'm still better
But
than
you
Scott.
still did it. You still did it.
Proud
Wow,
of
look
you,
at
Wayne.
you actually doing it. And so through traffic, snaking your way through where you can, cutting people off, going in side roads, you're able to keep the train just in view as it barrels down and slows down, losing momentum over the course of just a few seconds. And you're able to park up relatively close to where the track is. What's the plan from here? Literally leap from the train down into the street corners?
2-part. 1, like you just said, leap from the train down. But also 2, I think the plan that we did worked very well. So, if things are working out, it looks like prisoners are attacking guards. We want them to continue to think prisoners are attacking guards. We cannot look like guards. We need to look like prisoners coming off. So, remove like little bits of disguise pieces, so it doesn't look like
You don't look
guards
like a
are part
guard.
of the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Press the hair trigger, frying of the system, probably smokes or whatever.
Oh,
And be
absolutely. It sparks and smokes, and all the computer screens go blue with just text scrolling by.
Okay, and I'll look to the engineer and say, it is a little bit of jump. Have ideas?
She looks to you. This is your plan.
I have engineer for a reason. Engineer do some work, yeah.
I don't work for you. You broke me out.
And you are welcome. Now, help us get down.
Do you just like point to the door?
Yeah, help us get down.
She goes, lead the way then. Actually goes to push you out the door. And
Whoa. If she goes to get physical, I will literally attack her. That's an entirely different... Yeah.
she just goes to push you out, like to go for it then if you want a way out. Let's go.
So if she's going to shove at me, I will literally claws out and slash across face. Things are changing very quickly.
Oh god.
I'm not going to take any sass from vocal sass is one thing.
What
but
are you
they
doing?
can
You just
riot
said
quickly.
that's
when you
why
put
I
them in
have an
place.
engineer to this woman that you just freed.
I have an engineer.
All right, go ahead and swing.
Okay.
It's engaged, so 2 purple.
Why does things keep changing on me? Annoying.
That's a great question. I'm wondering that too. I just want to play an F now.
What? Why is it against no difficulty?
Oh, I'm sorry. What did you say?
It's engaged, right? So just against 2 purple.
Oh, my apologies. Let me do. Yeah, just with my basic claws. I'm not going to do anything crazy.
Okay. You swipe, you don't hit, but you actually rip a little bit of her clothes as she stumbles back and pushes herself against the wall, and she actually lets out a short little scream. Bato, that catches your attention. And she's like, this is your plan. You want out? I don't know how to get the hell down.
I'm gonna run. Am I out? I'm imagining I'm outside. So I'll run.
No,
back.
you're all in the train. You're all just in the train. The train is now stopped. You're up a good chunk
Well,
of
my
distance.
point is, I would run wherever
Yeah, it's just at the other end of the train. It's just
crosses.
right
I'm
there.
just like,
You
what the hell's going on?
It just catches your attention
Is
as you
it
were
that
looking.
big of a drop if the train car is stopped?
Mike keeps making it sound that way. He never actually gave us a meters. So I say,
No.
I was trying to make use of
It's like a
engineer.
10 to 15 foot drop.
That's not that bad. I'm a cat.
The train car is stopped at this point, right?
Yes,
Or
the train
stopping?
car has stopped, and as you pull up your speeder, the side door actually you see it go.
Wasn't there a landing thing? Like, can't the train? Doesn't it go down to board people? Can't you?
No, I imagine.
No,
it
you
pulls
stopped
up
in
to
the
like a-
middle of its track. You didn't go to the next area and like make a stop. You're literally stopping before it gets to the next prison where it's
I
supposed to
see.
drop off the prisoners. This is a train heist. It is now dead stopped in the middle of Nar Shaddaa.
And people can also see this, which is why we need to do this quickly.
Yep. All right.
So
So
you guys would have brought like a rope, right? Use your light side point. Get out your rope.
No, I'm good. We go over and we'll drop. That's not a big deal. Because you're going to pull up next to us and it's going to reduce the drop anyways. By the time you can hang and drop. It's easy.
It's an athletics check against 2 perps.
So I'm going to go down first so Bato can go down last.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So you said 2 purples?
Yeah, just average.
Can
And I'll
I
take
just
damage on the
can
fall.
I take extra? I suppose I don't want to take.
You said athletics?
Yeah, I'll do it first. That's
Athletics.
fine.
Okay, and then they will each make their rolls.
Mine will be last though, so I'll be the last person off of the train.
First is the Keldor. He falls and absolutely like bruises himself. You're not entirely sure if he broke something. He missed the he barely like hit the side of the speeder before he climbs on. He fuck, I don't know. Oh, my arm doesn't feel like it's working right. Next up
Let's
is
get on
the
the vehicle.
next one is the female Zabrak. She
Nice.
lands with grace.
Jesus,
Easily.
she's
Very
got
gentle.
some
On
good.
Varen's lap.
That is look. That is a good stat. That is a good
Yeah.
stat she's rolling with.
Oh yeah, she's rolling really well. She lands relatively well. The Keldor is next. He
Why is
lands and knocks the
everything-
wind out of him.
Molly, thank you for the raid.
Welcome,
Molly, thank you for the
murders.
raid. Woo!
Why is every creature we encounter in this game more skilled than we are?
And the next 3, we're just gonna get all have the same score of a 1. They catch on, and they take some damage. So they did not do very well. The 5 that you freed, for them, except for the Zabrak woman, all like either knocked the wind out of themselves. Some maybe broke something. One is consistently bitching. He dislocated his arm.
God damn
But they
it!
all
I gotta take
pile
all the
in.
hurt. Which you guys are taking the one that's not hurt, right? So I gotta deal with the whiny bitches for 2 hours.
No, the 2 of them are just walking out. They're piling in. You have all the passengers.
No, they were taking one with them.
Oh yeah, they're taking the one that they need with them. The
He was the
one
guy
for the
that
bounty.
fell off.
Yep.
He fell off first.
Yeah, he's the one that fell off first and hurt
Oh,
himself.
he's the one you guys need.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
so,
guy.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
good,
You get
yeah.
to take
You
you
guys
get
can
to take
have him.
Complaining Boy out of here. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Well, you take the other 4
You
out.
got the chick that landed on your lap. You get to take her back to the ship.
That's true. You do. Once they're all out,
God
Bato,
damn
you're
it.
the only one left. I need you to make me an athletics roll.
He did. He rolled already.
Oh shit! I'm so sorry. I thought you were. Oh, yeah, you did. You're fine. You're good. Just take that as strain.
Okay.
So, then easing themselves off of the speeder, Krasa and Bato are intending to walk back to the ship from here. I mean, it's gonna take you
Not
like
exactly.
the whole day.
Not exactly.
Okay, what's the plan from here?
So we all jump off or whatever. And it's kind
Yep.
of like, all right, there is not enough space on Speeder for everybody. You 4, you stay on there with him. You come with us. And you know who I'm pointing at.
The engineer.
No. What?
No.
The guy that's
the
worth
Zub-
60,000 credits.
Oh. I thought I got like a romantic feel off that one. For some reason, I was like, oh, what?
I swiped
I
and
just
clawed
tried to.
her.
I just tried
Hey,
to
you
kill
never
her. Now I'm attracted to her.
Listen,
That does seem like a ritual
Cathar.
Scott would
Cat-
partake
Have you
in.
seen cats have sex?
Cat
It's awful.
scratch fever.
Cats having mating is just a painful, loud, obnoxious situation.
Again,
Who
this
knows?
sounds like a Scott-like thing. I don't understand the discrepancy.
You're not wrong.
I turn up Pantera.
The guy looks to you and tries to play it off as though he doesn't know what the hell you're talking about. Before there's not much talk that had to be had before all the other prisoners now understand what you were talking about when there was one on here. There's no way he has a chance. He debates for a moment, making a run for it, but looks at the 2 of you and just nods and walks forward.
I don't give him a telling look, but I also am not exactly the most not telling look guy.
Yeah, you're not reassuring him in any way either.
This is like, oh, I'm not just with a couple of guards helping to break us out.
No.
This is a weird pairing.
Yeah, it's very strange. Well, no, because he doesn't know the other. Bato's not wearing his helmet.
He's wearing
I'm wearing a helmet.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he wouldn't know. He wouldn't know he's a Mandalorian by looking
no,
at
he
him.
would not.
Yeah.
If I would, that would have set them off.
Would you leave your helmet inside the car so as soon as you get over there, it's one of those things where you kind of like bend down and just like.
It gets delivered.
I probably would have had to say that a lot earlier, unless Mike would allow me to.
You got a light side point you could use to have that have happened. That's what it's for.
I probably would have left it all in the.
Oh yeah, you could have your rifle and all your gear in the trunk.
Yeah, you could have your gear in the trunk for a light side point. For one light side point, you could have your gear
not
in the trunk. Buy today.
Buy today. Okay, Hod Tower, calm down. 16 times the light side points.
The two of you are going to go hand off the bounty to the person that you picked it up from in the first place, while Varen drives back to the ship with 4 potentially dangerous criminals that you broke out of a prison train. All by himself. And so off he goes. Does Varen just go, all right, here we go.
He wouldn't even say a word. He would just like give kind of a dirty look at those two and just take off.
and so you do it, and off in the distance you go.
Okay. So I imagine they're not going to give you any problems, or if they do, they're not really worth that much money. It's not a big deal. We have the fun job.
You do.
I think you remember more of these details than I do, Bato, because this is more of your shtick. Where are we bringing him again?
We were bringing him to one of the crappy cantinas, no?
There's the guy from the guild who gave you the job.
Yeah.
You can go back to him and he's going to hook you up with the remnants of the empire that want this person.
Okay, so our delivery point is stop at him first. Okay.
Stop at him. He will set up. He will set up.
Ideally, what I would try to do is I would have you. I don't know. I was gonna say ideally he would probably recognize you. He wouldn't recognize me because I'm not in my Mandalorian armor. So I would have you go in, find him, and tell him meet us out back.
But most
and
importantly,
we do. Good.
How far are we from?
You're well. If you had the speeder, you'd still be like a 2-hour ride.
That was like closer to the ship.
Yeah,
you need higher transport.
You need to pay some credits to get you there.
Which is
public
fine.
Transportation, super easy to get. And...
No, not public. I want like a taxi, like Uber, like.
Oh
like
yeah, I mean
Lyft.
still, yeah. You can get a ride that you can call.
Okay.
Technology ain't that bad. It's gonna be like, we'll say it's like
I'll pay for it. I
like
imagine
25. Take 25 credits for the ride.
Sure.
25 credits.
25.
At this point, I already did my job with the. This is on you. You're the one that's getting us there. So I'm just going to kind of sit back and let you take over there, Pat. And as long as Wade does nothing, we'll call this next hour great.
Okay.
You get a ride to the cantina, the hole in the wall cantina, and as you make your way inside, it's about as busy as it was last time. Just a few people.
I'm gonna be waiting in the back, behind the cantina with said. I don't want to walk publicly into this cantina with.
You want to go through back door? Is that what you're saying?
I wanted him to come out to meet us in the back.
So you still got to go in to let him know you're there.
That's why I was going to have Cross. Was going to go to.
All right, so Cross, that's what you want. Then the description stays the same.
If Cross is okay with that, yeah. I'm just saying I wouldn't know whatever goes on in there.
And in the back, you see him talking to somebody. He's wearing a breather mask of some sort. You're not quite sure what alien species he is off the top of your head. There's a quick nod, and he scoops something off the table and leaves and brushes past you, leaving in the open seat. The guy smiles very, very widely and seems surprised to even see you back so soon.
Hello.
I'm impressed. Now you're alive at the very least. If you've come back bearing even better news, then a single Mandalorian is certainly worth more than I thought.
I'm sure he is the one that did all of the work.
I'm sure you did your part too. He wouldn't take you around if you weren't. But are you saying the job's done then?
Where is drop-off point?
I can set that up for you. Eyes on the target. Can I get confirmation?
Step outside.
He just nods and stands up. He walks to the front. Can I just get a very quick perception check, Scott, against 1 purple? as you are walking him out.
I swear to God, if this ends up going south still at this point, Scott and Pat, I will kill you both.
Oh no, that's 3 purple.
Oh
and
yeah,
I
that is
don't know
3
how.
purple.
Yeah, Mike, I think
Even if you
said it
did
on
roll
die-
with 1 purple, you failed that roll, but that's funny.
Mike, you have it on the dice rolls, I
Oh,
think.
sorry. I was because I was using the other thing just to do quick dice.
Yeah.
Try again. Go ahead.
Yep. Give me 1 second to reroll. Sorry. Perception. Where are you? They were. Thank you, Mike, for causing my success.
Yeah, not a problem. As you make your way out, you notice it's just simple notice and nothing too bad. You just realize that the bartender keeps eyes on him as he walks out, and you actually see him place a blaster pistol, just on the bar countertop as you walk out with him. As you walk, you head outside, Bato, you see him actually exit, and he looks at you but doesn't recognize you, but then looks at the target.
I would kind of make a nod at like kind of the same nod I made where I kind of like tapped my helmet and looked at him.
Okay. Yeah,
So I would
he
make
actually
the same notion that I did when I first met him.
totally goes over his head and he does not realize it.
Okay.
And then he
Well,
looks.
that was going to be my like, hey.
Yeah,
but okay.
no, he meets a lot of people all day, every day.
I imagine you.
So after when he sees the target, he actually stops short for a minute and whips around back to Krasa. I'll be fucking damned. Did the Mandalorian make it?
He's doing fine.
Good. I'm glad.
I would cough loud, like very audibly.
He coughs again. Oh, excuse you. Well, let me make contact and I'll set up the meeting point. It'll be in 30 minutes, and he just gives you a nightclub like 3 blocks out from where you are here. Very easy to get to.
Okay, you say
Third
that?
floor. Yeah, he gives you the 3rd floor VIP room. Your name will be the one recognized, Krasa.
I nod, and then I'm going to turn around and kind of, because now I'm kind of getting that this guy doesn't realize this is the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I'm going to wave off to the distance and say, and look like I'm kind of saying into a comm, like, it's clear. And then turn and be like, pleasure.
He gives you a kind of scrunched look, and then he kind of like assumes he understands. He's like, and he gives you a nod, and he looks around like looking for him, and then gives like a wink, and then he's like, I'll see you there.
Mandalorians in the trees?
Just not assuming he's in a building somewhere.
Yep.
You're
The
brought
lush
to the nightclub.
forests of Nar Shaddaa. I remember those.
Yeah.
You're brought to the nightclub.
Beautiful. They're beautiful trees.
Some jizz is playing on the radio with that screaming like alien. You know, that song. And there are all kinds of people dancing around. And you're brought to the 3rd floor. Crosser, you give your name to a human bouncer that stands out front. And you were quickly escorted to one of 3 rooms up here, all force fielded and locked.
Am I also attending with this?
I imagine so. I imagine you are there as well. The force field drops in the room. They walk over and press their hand against, and then the door slides open. Inside, you actually just see 3 human males, all within the similar age range of their 30s, and they're all sitting in varying different chairs, drinking different fancy drinks. One drinks from a very tall, narrow glass. One drinks from what looks like a martini glass, but you know how those martini glasses have some have those crazy bases? The drink actually follows into that area. And another one looks like he's simply drinking a red liquid out of a beer glass, what we'll consider a beer mug here. He's the one that stands up as the door opens and puts his glass down. And as the 3 of you are ushered in, the door shuts behind you. He claps his hands. I am surprised. Not only was it done rather quickly, but not messy either. Not a single word from the local law enforcement or any private security of bodies to clean up or murder to happen. And he walks over and puts his hand on the shoulder of the bounty that you brought. Here he stands before me. Who do I have to thank? And he looks to the 2 of you.
You are looking at them.
I know. Names, please. I wasn't given them.
I would just kind of gruff Bato as I'm just kind of like still upset and no one knows I'm a Mandalorian. Just like, pride is like broken. Just fucking assholes.
I
fucking go back to that canteen and kill them all.
I look over at you and like with caution, but when you speak up and say that, then it's like, okay, I say Krasa.
Krasa and Bato. And he claps his hands again. Can I get the 2 of you something to drink?
I say, no, thank you.
And you? And he looks to you, Bato.
Mandalorians don't typically take off helmets.
Ah. Makes a little more sense.
Disguises were necessary. Clink, clink.
Fair enough. Well, don't worry, your identity is safe with me.
I think this is the first time that dude that's with him realizes he was taken by a
Oh, yeah.
Mandalorian.
Absolutely. But he says not a word. Well, we can
Can I-
make this quick if you're just looking for business. As promised, there was a 60,000 credit reward or a
Can I-
favor owed.
can
Go
I-
ahead.
Can I roll a perception to see our bounty's like
Yeah,
reaction to all
absolutely.
this?
You're welcome to make a perception roll. It is a simple roll, so no purple.
Okay. I want to see mainly if he's surprised. Does he recognize these people? I don't fucking know.
He definitely looks nervous.
You're distracted by all the jizz. I mean,
Yeah, there's a lot of jizz happening.
Your character loves jizz. So,
loud.
I mean, it's, yeah.
The room
Can I
itself.
use that to remove a strain?
Yes. The room itself, now that he steps away from you and kind of gives you room to breathe, is rather barren. Beyond a large couch and a couple of chairs at each side, there's a small table in the center, but not nearly large enough to extend the length of the couch. And the floor itself is a blue like tile, and the walls are just kind of a plain grayish steel. There's a holographic projector that sits in the center that plays a dancing woman who is singing along with the song. Clearly some form of just kind of background entertainment. As he steps behind the hologram and it obscures a little bit of his vision of his legs, as I said, reward is 60,000 credits or a favor owed. And if my resources are correct, Krasa and Bato, you have an interesting form of transportation that you landed in Arshada with.
I believe this is one of the reasons why you were interested in us.
It is one of the reasons we are interested. Yeah, you are
I'm-
well informed.
I
Are the
am-
other two just sitting here while he's
Yeah,
talking?
they're just sitting there drinking and watching.
I am interested why you are interested.
Well, I'm a straight shooter, so I'll put it on the. I hear it as well, Scott.
I think it's the cat in the cat box.
Okay, gotcha. Shit, I lost track of exactly where I was going with that sentence.
I asked why
Oh,
they're
yeah.
interested.
So I'm a straight shooter. I'll lay it all on the table rather simply. I assume you've been informed exactly who we are. If you haven't, then I'll make it clear. We are remnants of the leftover empire. Well, the empire that remnants is perhaps a bit of a strong term. We still have grasps of power across the galaxy, but we're no longer the dominating force. And you, from my understanding, fly something that once was more prominent amongst our government a few hundred years ago. It would be good for our people to see that technology in action and get their hands on it, work with it. They're out of practice and we're scattered. We could help fix your ship up, maybe replace some parts. In turn, however, you would, of course, have to give us access to the internals of your ship, and I understand privacy is rather important to those. I'm not looking to take the ship back or anything like that. I understand it's a relic.
I think for a few moments, because the fact that he's throwing that as an upfront thing either means that he is in fact a straight shooter, or he's just trying to lull me into thinking he's a straight shooter. So it's like, is he a used car salesman or an honest guy?
Or both.
That would be a discipline check if you really want to make a roll, but this guy is a difficult fellow to read.
I'm going to kind of think
Can
for a couple
I-
moments and
Can I
look over
read
to
into
Bato.
that?
Yeah.
As
I mean,
I'm
yeah, you
not
make
going
a
to be
discipline
saying
check.
much.
It's against 4 purple.
Okay. Yeah. Discipline?
Yep.
Not my strongest. Ugh.
Yeah, without-
Like he
without
just seems
waiting.
like he's being incredibly upfront, or at the like you said, you don't know which
To
one
the
he's
point
being.
where
You don't know.
I'm just believing what he's saying.
Not necessarily. You don't know which one he is. You can have your assumptions, but there's no way to tell.
Okay.
I looked at Bato to see what his opinion on the fact that they're saying we'd like to get our hands on your ship. I know for a fact that out of game that Varen wouldn't want this, but in game I don't know how my character would interpret that.
So you would know that in game because we've been very careful about letting anybody access the computers.
But specifically the Sith Empire, I don't think that you've shown an aversion to the Sith Empire. You know what? Red lightsaber, you ran from it. Never mind. So I'd say I appreciate the offer, but honestly, we are finding it a bit fun trying to to fix it in different ways.
As you stumble upon that, I'll just be like, retrofy.
Well, he kind of puts his hands in the air. The only other thing I can say that might help you sway your mind is that we actually have technology that would suit your ship perfectly. Technology that would not need to be retrofitted to operate.
My friend Krasa here has been ripping things out of this ship since he got his hands on it. I
Well.
sadly think if there's anything relic about it anymore, it's more been crossified than retrofied.
Perhaps we meet in middle. Perhaps we take parts and put them in ourselves. As you say, we don't really like letting too many people on ship if we do not have to. And let us be honest here. You are a man who tends to find things even if he's not looking for them. And perhaps we have things we don't want you find.
He just simply nods to that and folds his fingers together as he stands there. Well, I don't know what I could give you for half, and honestly, it's kind of an all or nothing thing for me. So I'm happy to wire you the 60 grand.
And for that,
Was this the favor that we get to do, or
That would
okay?
That's the favor he's offering.
Gotcha.
Okay. So it wasn't.
I thought we got to choose.
You
favor.
can take a nebulous favor if you would like to do that as well.
So for this, obviously, we would have explained it to Varen before, like, oh, we get this job, blah blah blah.
60K or this special favor from our client.
Yeah, from our client, and we believe the client is to some degree Sith Empire. I believe from the beginning we knew they were Sith Empire because of the nature of the person that we were going after. So what would, like, quickly out of game, Varen would have leaned towards money or favor?
I mean, it would really he would be very clear he was not giving up the holocron. He doesn't want to give up the droid or the information on the computers or the droid.
Yeah. But would he want the favor or the money? The favor can come with
If we can get information on the person chasing
I mean,
you,
the
if that's
favor is so
possible.
vague. He would leave that up to you two because it's like, what does that mean? What favor could he offer us that's better than us fixing up our ship?
Yeah, but I think Bato is very much in the camp of I want cash, because he likes things now and here. My character actually always likes the idea of having information but trusts nobody. So nobody that hasn't like proved themselves. So as much as I love the idea of the favor, I just think, oh, I want this, but I cannot trust what I cannot hold. You know,
Give me a second.
and you can hold knowledge for the record.
As per one of my duties, I do like money and stuff like that, but knowing, being around you guys and stuff, and knowing Krasa enjoys having more knowledge as well as Varen, I probably would have just left this in your hands if you said, I want a favor on you guys to find out this dirt for me on this person. He would not be okay with that, but he would accept it. You know what I mean? As it's something that my tribe, which is now you guys, needs. If it helps benefit us, then he would understand.
It's hard to imagine a $60,000 favor, though.
It's hard to imagine 60,000 credits. So I say,
you have to understand where the favor's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I say,
remnants of the Empire. So
if we were,
It's not even, keep in mind, it's not even remnants. It's more of on the
downturn.
That's like the sequel term for what left over the Empire of that. It's more that just exactly they're on the downturn. They have less power than the Republic does during this era, but they still have systems under their control.
Yeah. So I say to him, if we were to take favor rather than this credits, how do we know that we can get a hold of you? How do we know that favor will be rewarded? And I understand there are limitations.
That's a very good point you make, sir. And he kind of brings his hand to his chin and puts his drink down. How can I offer you some sort of guarantee? And he genuinely paces for a little bit. I know. He points to the gentleman who has the glass, looks like a martini glass. He places his drink down. He walks over to him and whispers something into his ear. He leaves the room in a hurry. You're left in this kind of awkward silence for maybe a handful of minutes before he returns, and he hands you.
In that time that he's gone, can I just inquire? So, what is this guy to you?
The guy you inferring to the guy who
bounty.
left?
Our bounty.
He just grins wickedly. Too long a list to give to you now.
We know his crimes. So I don't remember what Mike said they were, honestly, but we know his crimes, so I think we can infer from there.
See, oh, if you just say like it's crimes.
We
Yeah,
wouldn't
that's
say
out
that.
of
We would
Okay.
we would know that metagame that
Gotcha.
we know what he's done. But
What do you think an opposing government is going to do with somebody who has plenty of knowledge on our moves? Interrogate him for all he's worth. He knows too much. And as he says that, and you say, as Batu says, knowledge is power, the door slides open, the guy comes back in, and he hands him a small little device. It looks like a communicator of some sort right away. And he, as the gentleman holds it in between his thumb and index finger, he walks over to Krasa and places it into his palm. Long distance communication can reach through multiple systems one way. To me. Use it once, and then it'll run its course. Self-destruct.
Looking at this thing, could this have a tracking beacon inside of it, or likely no? Like, could a
I mean, it could. You could ask him, but you're not sure.
I'll ask outright. I just wanted to see if I would know that
Yep.
in the beginning.
He simply says, "I would never."
Okay, cool. I nod to that and say, I would like to give you answer right now. I do not want to waste time, but there is more to us than just the two. It's just the two that did job. Do you mind if we have maybe 5 minutes to confer, and then we give you final answer? And I do again apologize for wasting time.
He nods. I genuinely didn't expect the job to get done so fast. Take the time you need.
I nod and I look to Bato to kind of like either step to the side or step out of the room. We obviously don't want to leave too far, right? We just want to step kind of like out of earshot.
Yeah, so you can step into it.
I would probably. I imagine I'm standing right next to you. I'd kind of just lean in towards you.
Not just to you, so we can Voxcom or whatever it's
Oh,
called.
okay, yeah, that's fine.
Comlink to I got Warhammer
So,
in my head. To
Varen.
Comlink to Varen, yeah.
Cruising around in the land speeder. I'm just a poor Sith. Nobody loves me. Then everyone else chimes in. He's just a poor Smith from a poor family.
Or you can say, I'm lost in the woods, and then like some reindeer can pop. No,
That's stupid.
Yeah, exactly.
but it's so good.
So by this time, Varen should be back, right?
Baron ain't gonna join you here.
No, he's not
No,
gonna
no,
do- so
he's
we're
back
gonna-
at the ship.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna cut to that after this is done.
Okay, cool. So
Well,
Baron
that's-
has a scene that I need
we're-
to go through first.
Cool,
We're
so either way,
calling
we're
him.
talking him probably after whatever's scene's gonna take place.
Yeah,
next
likely like
Yeah,
right before
so-
or right after. It doesn't
Yeah,
really.
sure. So we call to you. I'll let Bato ask him.
Thank you for the Twitch prompts. Hey, Chad, just
No.
want to say we're 4 subs away from 150. Thank you very much. That's crazy. Continue.
I would let
reach
you
out to
have it.
Vance.
I wouldn't have one, but go for it. I would have you ask him.
Oh, me? Okay, I go. So probably to your personal comm. If that doesn't work, then the ship's comm. Viren, are you about?
Your personal comms works fine.
Oh, ring. Varen.
Say that you love me.
Yes. Is it done?
Yes, except for one final detail. We have
Varen just starts sweating.
we have 3 options before us. The first is to take the 60,000 credits. The second is to take a favor and accountability for this favor, which is very nice, coming of course from someone of decent rank within Sith Empire. I don't know the structure well enough to know how high a rank. And finally, they are offering to repair vessel instead of either of those to get it up to much better condition than currently is. They have correct tools, correct facility, and correct parts. I didn't know your opinion on this. We were leaning toward favor, but fixing ship means more on ship, but also means fixing ship. What are thoughts?
Why would you not lean toward fixing the ship unless there's a catch?
They will be on ship. I don't know whether or not we want Sith crawling all over former Sith ship and perhaps finding things that we haven't even found yet.
This is out of game. Did he say that they wanted information on the ship?
They would just like to get their boys some hands-on experience with some older tech.
Yep.
Which means yes. I don't have
Hey, thank you for the gifted subs, Kip Marie. That gets to
Woo!
150. Much love. Thank you.
I don't currently have a great relationship with the Sith. I would prefer not to have them under my nose. I would say the favor or the credits. The credits we could use to fix the ship anyway. However, maybe not as skillfully. This favor, it's hard for me to know of what value this would be. What's our current credit situation for fixing the ship anyway?
Okay, to answer that question, give me one moment. Wait, where my cursor go? Let's see. We currently have in our group savings account before taking money 48,748 credits. The
Wasn't some of that already
cost,
committed? Yeah.
30,000 is currently committed, and that's going to. I honestly don't remember the primary fix. We can talk about that afterwards, as well as also increasing some of the.
Thought it was the
stress.
hyperdrive.
I will talk about it afterwards, as well as the hull stress.
Yep.
The system stress. Sorry.
There were 3 things that were getting fixed. It was the hyperdrive was being upgraded one, the hull stress, and I think shields were a bonus or something.
I think shields were already taken care of.
There was a third bonus or something because
Yeah,
you
again, we can talk about it afterwards.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
go ahead.
in any case, I lead toward personally of taking the credits and getting the ship the rest of the way fixed, unless without knowing many details about this Sith organization, you think the favor outweighs that. But getting this ship up to par to where we can finally get a couple steps ahead would be nice.
I mean, it would be nice to have functioning weapons and the ability to maneuver.
We know a place we can get weapons. He'll kind of choke on his own words there as he says it.
Somebody with potential ties to Sith.
We don't know their motivations. They could be part of the same organization that's after us at the moment.
Are there splinters? These.
Well, my faction was... We can talk about this more later, but yes.
Good point. Perhaps not so good overcome.
Credits are easy and we don't have to worry about any tape, but if you think the favor outweighs 60,000 credits, then I defer that judgment to you.
I do like the idea of a ship that is up and running. There is so much I want to talk to Droid about, but we haven't even had time to talk to it because we... Yes, okay, I guess fix ship. Bato, opinion?
Fixing ship sounds good.
Credits
Having
to fix
optimal
ship.
weapon.
Oh,
Having an optimal weapon.
So them fix the ship for us, or credits?
No,
okay.
credits to
So
fix ship.
credits to fix ship. Okay.
Varen does not like the idea of Sith just chilling
that's
on
what
the
I
ship
thought.
with him.
Okay, cool. That's what I thought. That's why I was a little thrown off. Okay, cool. Also, I say credits to fix ship, or perhaps even go on vacation. No. I'll talk to later. Like, I will then turn and walk back in with Bato. Once again, I feel like I'm the one doing the negotiating here. It's not really my job.
I'm never allowed to negotiate.
You're never there. Show up once.
This was your plan.
That's true. It was. So,
Well, this was like the 3rd or 4th plan.
This is plan 2. We're back to
This
plan
is
2.
plan 5G.
No,
all last
Roman
session was just
numeral
failed
2,
plan
capital
attempt.
A.
So we walk back in there and I say, a decision has been made. I truly appreciate all of the amenities and courtesy that you have offered us. But
As you walk in and talking to him, he's putting on 2 black leather gloves.
I'll actually stumble for a second and be like, but
As you start to stumble, I'll just speak up. What my companion's trying to say is we would like to take the credits. We're very
credits will
thankful
be
for your
delivered to you then.
hospitality.
And thank you for your efficient work in obtaining somebody so very important to us and maintaining our honesty. The credits will be wired within the hour. Who would they prefer to be wired to? Cross or Abato?
So,
Crassa it is.
But
That'll
funny
be
enough,
all then.
actually, Mike. Actually, funny enough, because of a thing I have, I actually give him another name, which is kind of like almost like an online like username for the HoloNet that I use. It's kind of like a shadow name. I'll explain later.
Cathar
Sure.
Lover 69.
It's like,
how'd you know?
very good.
XX for your furry Yowie XX69.
Either way, so he can wire it to that like kind of online name. Again, I'll
Yeah.
explain later. But
That's
so
fine.
and I say And I assume you would like to have this returned. And I hold out the little.
Oh yeah, and he reaches forward and grabs it and hands it to his friend who brought him the drink, and he's like, "I appreciate it. Well, if I ever need a job like this done, I'll know who to reach out to. I appreciate the effort that both of you put in and the expediency in which it was accomplished. If you don't mind, I would require a little privacy now."
As we walk out, I'm gonna tap the dude's shoulder, our bounty's shoulder, be like, "Have fun." I'm just gonna walk out.
I will kind of like one of those things, and it's one of those like last second turnbacks at the door. And probably as he's kind of like getting ready. I was like, oh, actually, one more thing. What is it called? Actually, out of game. Sorry, what is it called?
Cargo hold.
Transponder. Our transponder code. Do you know place where we might be able to change it? Because it is dated.
Don't know a place, but I know someone. They're not cheap.
Got credits?
That you do. I'll send him your way. Are you going to be in Nar Shaddaa for a long while?
A bit.
I'll take him a few days to get on world, but once he's here, I'll get him. I'll send him to your landing pad.
I say.
I'll just. Good.
No, go ahead.
Go for it. I'll just say something after.
Yeah,
after
I say much appreciation. And I will turn to
let's
walk
keep
off.
Sith off the ship. Hey, Sith guy, you know anyone who can work on our ship?
No, it's okay.
Oh yeah, actually I do. I got a crew right here.
It's okay, because we can always kill one guy. What? No.
As you finish up, you actually see him. One of the gentlemen places a wooden box on the table, and the box is lifted open. It looks like what looks like brass knuckles. He places them on, and as he kind of crunches his hand as you turn to walk, you can hear electricity crackle out of the weapon itself. And as you walk by, two giant burly dudes in just black attire walk by you and into the room, and the door just shuts, and you hear the force field go up. And as you take a few steps away, you just hear a loud, like electronic crack, followed by a high-pitched whimper and a thud to the ground. And that sound is repeated as it gets quieter and quieter until you're down to the first floor from the third, and it's blasted over by the music before you leave the nightclub.
I am disappointed that the two burly dudes didn't go, "We are going to fuck you up."
I wish I had made them say that now.
Yeah.
So too late,
I'm
Rickon.
Hansi. This is Hansi.
This is Franzi, Hans and Franz.
Does
We
Bot-
fuck
do Bot-
you up.
Do Bato and Krasa say anything to each other before they make their way back toward the ship?
I imagine occasionally where they hit with the thwacking noises, a little bit of a wince.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I imagine Krasa winces. I don't imagine Bato does, but maybe he does.
Bato wouldn't even flinch at it.
I imagine that's almost partially expected.
Yep. I would have a high tolerance of not me torturing people, but members of my clan torturing people.
Of course. And then you hit the road and walk back toward the ship. And unless there's any conversation that the two of you want to have, we're going to cut to the ship with rewind time for a little bit.
Listen, I'm just very happy with as we go downstairs, we're just flooded with jizz. Like, I welcome the jizz. It
and fills both your ears.
All the
Now
jizz is
Bato flinches. Now, fast forward to
rewind
to Varen.
time, and we cut back to the ship. As the speeder pulls up to the ship and everybody begins to pile up and the speeder gets powered down and you step out, a couple of the others, except for the Zabrak woman, walk up to you and be like, "So we ain't got to stay here, right?"
What was it you guys told me about these before you left?
One of them, I think it's Rhea, knows forbidden knowledge.
That's the
and
Zabrak woman who's been quiet.
And I would have probably put emphasis on her that you would probably want to.
And the Twi'lek is the
She's
engineer.
an engineer.
She's the engineer.
Who's the one that's approaching me right now to say that?
Probably one of the bounty guys.
Yep.
They're
One of
they've both
the
got
people who are just worth
small, like 10K, and I think the other was 6K, 8K.
a little bit.
Maybe not
A little
even
bit,
that.
yeah, something like that.
So did you guys want me to keep them all here? Is that what you told me?
Preferably the engineer and Rhea.
Well, before if just those two, then the engineer, the Twi'lek woman, she steps out of the vehicle and she just whistles like as she looks at the ship. I don't want to whistle on the microphone; it'll be piercing. But she just looks at the ship and whistles impressively as she kind of strolls toward it. Thing is beat to hell, but you don't see this shit around anymore. And she just kind of walks over to the ship. The other guy stands in front of you as she says, he's like, "Right, so can I get the fuck out?"
I believe my companions wanted to talk to you when they got back. I
Why?
do not know much. I was not initially in on all of this. I would prefer if you would hang out and chat with them when they get back, and then I don't care what you do.
Well, you gonna try and stop me if I leave?
I'm not sure. Not sure how I feel at the moment. Right now, tired after 4 hours of travel. It'd be nice to stretch my legs a little bit.
You're tired, but you want to stretch your... Listen, I'm just asking, are you gonna do something if I decide I want to go?
What's your name?
You know what? And he actually just walks like 5 feet from you, plots his ass on the ground and brings his knees up, and he's like, I'll just stay here.
Easier for me too.
The other ones just kind of meander around. However, the Zabrak woman perception check against 1 purple.
Finally, one that we can have a chance against. One of us has got to bump up perception because, my God. It's so hard to scroll.
Nice.
You catch her gaze, and she lets it linger even just a little bit before she snaps it away, but just enough where you catch it.
Strain, or are you keeping that?
Take the strain. If you do nothing, that's fine. Let me know.
So, I'm sorry, I'm confusing all
You
these
simply
people.
caught
The
you simply
Zabrak
caught her
woman-
staring at you.
Which one was she? She is
The
the one that
Zabrak
went for
woman.
knowledge.
The one that, as far as you know, is being brought in for quote unquote. It was literally in quotes, forbidden knowledge, end quote.
Her name was Rhea, correct?
RHEA. Yes.
You are the one they call Rhea, yes?
I believe it's specifically forbidden knowledge that was important to Coruscant or from Coruscant.
They're sending her to Coruscant.
Because of the forbidden knowledge.
Because
yes.
of it,
As
correct.
a forbidden
So
knowledge.
obviously
And we
those
would
are
have
signatures
shared
to
this
Coruscant.
with you prior to the train heist.
All the people, information. We
And
did
all
share
of the information. yeah.
twice, and we were accused both times of not telling you anything.
So you said you're the one they call Rhea, right? As you walk up from behind her, she looks over her shoulder as I'm assuming you walk up next to her, and she gives you a very kind of sly grin. What the hell's it to you?
Honestly, I have no idea other than the fact that maybe you know something about something. Again, I am a few steps away from your prison break. All I know is that my companions gave me a little bit of a rundown as to who I was going to be in a vehicle with.
She lets those words kind of hang in the air for a little bit before she turns. She's like, I'll be honest, I don't know why they arrested me. They just took me off my home world and said I'd done something wrong, but I'd never left my home world before. First time.
Well, if it's of interest to you, apparently the phrase forbidden knowledge was in the files.
She just raises an eyebrow and chuckles. It's at this moment, Varen, you're welcome to spend a force point if you would like.
Always.
In doing so, I want you to roll a force die, please.
You are making me click on so many things.
Is a force point a light side point? Is that what that is?
Yes, light side point. Yep.
Ooh.
There's a feeling that washes over you as you exchange pleasant words with this woman. Light surface conversation. It's similar to when the Force pulled you to the ship, to the droid. There's an importance that sits in her. And for whatever the reason, pleasant feelings of peace and tranquility rush over you, quelling the hate and anger and the frustration you've been feeling for days at this point. There's a feeling that within her lies the potential for peace. Whether within yourself, within her, or some other metaphorical meaning, you don't really know. You simply know or feel that she holds potential for peace.
So I don't sense the force in her. I just feel peace emanating from her.
But you would interpret it as the force reaching out to you, the light side of the force reaching out to you. You don't know, it's not like an immediate pull, like the dark side is like just fucking throw the thing around or lightning. It's a much more subtle feeling.
Well, whether you know why you were arrested or not, I sense a lot of potential in you. It's unclear.
She goes, is that what you got from checking me out?
It's not the the same kind of sensation that most people feel whenever I say I sense. It means something.
That's what they all say, big guy.
He'll just
She
kind of like smile.
She gives like a breathy chuckle and just smiles.
She called you big.
Oh shit.
She's not wrong. Just dead sight. She's not wrong.
Yeah, you're just like, you're not wrong to yourself out loud. Oh no, to her rather. And she chuckles. She does. She laughs a little bit. She's like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, though.
Well, the Force has reached out and told me. And that might sound crazy if you don't know the sensation. Most people don't, but there's an aura that goes beyond.
You start
The
talking,
physical.
and she turns to you and listens, and notably listens to you kind of like stumble and trying to catch yourself and make it as explainable as possible.
It's like trying to ride a bike versus trying to explain how to ride a bike. It's like something you're just so familiar with doing. It's like, how do I put this in terms that a kindergartner would understand?
So you keep trying, and she puts her hand on your forearm, and she just looks you in the eye. She goes, "Oh, sweetie, don't try so hard. Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere." And she just walks away and leans up against the nearby wall.
He doesn't really care. He's not like ashamed of the fact she thinks that like he's into her or something, but he's just frustrated with the fact that he can never seemingly get anyone to be. He can never like have a conversation with anybody about the Force, because even Cross is like, yeah, the Force. Well, come on, move on.
Arthur's like that with you too. He just doesn't understand it. He's
Yeah,
just
everyone
like,
just kind of
yeah,
blows him off. So he's like, thought I had it, guess not. So I think he would like just sigh out of exasperation. He would look for the engineer.
She's still checking out the outside of the ship. She didn't go on the ship, but she's underneath the ship, ducking
geeking
under
out.
things.
No one's going on the ship because it's locked up right now.
That's true. Fair enough. Fair enough. Go ahead, Maya. Go ahead. There you go.
You seem to be admiring our vessel quite a bit.
Kind of sneaking up behind her, she jumps. Yes, just an oldie.
It is.
Like your great grandfather's or something.
No, in all honesty, it was a pirated vessel that is still being tracked by several factions that would probably kill us to get their hands on it.
Oh, is that why you're on Nar Shaddaa? And she snaps her fingers. Makes sense.
We're on Nar Shaddaa because the guns don't work, the engine didn't work, the shields might have worked.
And you had just admittedly pirated the thing, so a whole lot of reasons. Look, I don't care. I don't want people come to this planet for a whole host of criminal reasons. Yours is by the books and by most standards.
You seem to be familiar with the vessel.
Familiar. Well, I wouldn't say familiar, not in the traditional sense. More just, fascinated, done a lot of reading, a lot of research, technology, ships particularly, are just a bit of a passion of mine.
As I've told the others, I'm not sure why the prison break exactly happened for all of you, but
Wait, she looks at you. She's like, "You don't even know why you broke me out?"
No.
You said they were your companions, but you weren't on the job.
I've been otherwise occupied the past week and was told of this plan kind of last minute.
I'm not gonna lie,
However-
that's kind of impressive. Just two of them?
Well,
one of them's
We'll
a
just leave it at that.
Mandalorian.
Impressive.
we'll leave it at impressive.
I'm a Mandalorian.
There's a reason we're still alive, despite. Sorry, I feel this gnat buzzing in my ear. One second.
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian. No one believes me anymore. I'm a Mandalorian.
I'm not sure exactly what it is you were imprisoned for. I'm sure that they told me, but honestly, they flooded me with a lot of information in the last minute.
She shrugs. A simple debt. I owed a lot of money to someone with a lot of power.
It's of no matter to me, but we could
Thought you were
potentially
asking.
use skilled hands on the ship.
Are you offering me a job?
I'll have to consort with my companions, but possibly.
I mean, I know you haven't seen me at work or anything, but I promise I'm really good at it.
It's hard to imagine you're worse than what we've got.
She just kind of like Whatever you say. Whatever you say. I mean, I'll wait till you bring the offer, but I'm already feeling really good about it. I'd be happy to work on something like this. I'm just curious how you keep this thing up and running, to be honest.
Me too. He'll turn and just kind of walk away at that.
And as you walk away, that'll be when the other two end up returning back to the shipyard. But last break. Let's take it now.
No.
Scott's just been mute this whole time.
I like the daddy's dungeon picture in the background there.
I noticed it. I was just trying not to acknowledge it.
I just ignored it. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just like, no.